Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There's this bar in Wisconsin. It's making the news because, well, they had a promotion this weekend. And you got to love it, obviously, because it involved Aaron Rodgers. And here's the promotion. They were like, hey, man, if the Jets and Aaron Rodgers lose, we will cover everybody's tab here in the bar. And
okay, because they hate Aaron Rodgers now that he's no longer on the Green Bay Packers.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
And
it's kind of a fun idea in a sense, like all of a sudden you get more attention for your bar, even if you do get screwed over, quote unquote, and you have to pay everyone's bill. I bet they got a lot of publicity for it.
Well, we're talking about it, so yeah.
Yes.
I would say that they get a lot of publicity because they had a TV reporter there covering the whole thing. And so here's audio of the TV reporter's first report. And this is when the crowd sees that Aaron, only after 4 plays in, gets injured.
So there's a loud roar when Rodgers leaves the game hurt in the first quarter. And the mood has changed considerably. That is because the Jets just won the game on a long touchdown in overtime. You can take a look. This is the reaction from a bar where people are realizing the bar tabs they've been racking up all night. The bar was going to be paying that tab. It is setting in. They are going to have to go to the bar and pay that tab.
I love that behind him is a wasted New York Jets fan.
Yes.
That just won't stop cheering.
Yeah, he's delightful.
What a great teaching lesson in greed. Because once they saw Aaron Rodgers went down, I know I'd be guilty of it too. Mm-hmm. I'd be buying shot after shot because I'm like, dude, we're not going to have to pay for these drinks.
Yeah, we
Let's
got
just keep
this.
buying drinks left and right. And the next thing you know, they lose in overtime. You're like, oh, crap, I owe $500.
Yeah.
I was reading that a lot of people, when they saw that Aaron Rodgers got hurt, they flooded and went to the bar because they assumed, like, oh, well, they already have this promotion in place. I'm going to go in and get my money's worth. So they went in greedily expecting to benefit. And they did not.
Yeah. And I mean, and don't forget, man, the game went to OT.
Yes.
And so first you see basically you think, okay, the Jets blew this. They couldn't stop, Buffalo from marching down the field. And they figured, Buffalo's got the ball for it. I mean, you probably are still like, all right, more shots. We got this in OT. And they did not have it in OT.
Man, and I wonder, there's a place called Jack's American Pub. I wonder if there's like a bar next door that, like, once all this was happening, everyone's leaving their bar, like Vicky was saying, like, screw it, let's go next door to Jack's. They're going to give us. And if I'm that other bar, I'm like, you suckers, haha. That's what you get.
I would love to know what the tabs were, like what they would have had to pay. Ooh. I would love to. I mean, you figure maybe they were keeping track of that because they probably, all right, let's make sure.
I'm looking at all these fans, and they all look so dejected. I guess they don't really, at the end of the day, you don't care. It's not like your team lost, but like they did watch their bar tab all of a sudden get put back onto their responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the reports of like how much certain people, but it's got to be a couple $100.
Yeah. And I mean, that would have been a bet I would have taken anyway. I mean, I know the Jets defense is supposed to be good, but Josh Allen, I would have bet on him every time.
Are they covering just the bar tab, like the alcohol? Or I mean, I'm seeing tabs, so I imagine people are getting food too.
I would imagine it's everything.
Oh, dude, someone definitely is dropping several $100.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish they would have done that somewhere in Seattle for last year for Russ's game.
For the first game. That would have been a brilliant idea.
We won, and I would have gone to that in a heartbeat.
I don't know. A lot of bars were soon after that, the world being shut down. I don't think they want to risk losing any money at that point.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They're like, this sounds like fun, but is it worth it?
Yeah.
And really, that would have been another situation where you would have thought Russell would have won. Who would have ever thought Gino would have the seat? I mean, I could see bars if they were thinking like, yeah, Russell's coming in and he's going to beat us.
Steve and I called it since day one that Russ was going down. So,
you did call that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
You clearly weren't listening.
Yeah, well, it's too bad you guys didn't have a bar convinced that that wasn't the case, so we could have made money.
If we had a bar, we'd be broke.
Yes, you would. If you had any business, you'd be broke.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, poor business decisions, skimming from the top. It would just be a terrible experience. Well, you know what? Serves them right for cheering another man's injury.
Yeah, right.
Well, they didn't start that way, but yeah, they were cheering the injury, but boy, they were. I think they were like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me? This is a beating."
They're like, he brought us a championship, and now he's bringing us free chicken wings and beers.
Yeah, because the bar was betting on Aaron, and they were there. When you think about it, and they were like, "Are you kidding me? Oh my God, we're gonna have to pay all this whole tab." Oh. The guy didn't even last 4 plays. God. I think you could argue the bar was like, he's still our boy.
Do you think like whoever's the owner, it wasn't their idea? Maybe they had like a marketing I don't know. It's probably a small bar. So
it was probably Gordon Ramsay.
But do you think they had like somebody that was like, dude, we should do this promotion. We'll get a bunch of publicity, blah, blah, blah. And of course they're going to win. It's Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. They're going to win this game. And then as Aaron Rodgers goes down, he goes, you're about to lose your job. And then that person at the end of the game is like, thank God I didn't lose my job.
You see John Taffer slinking out going, maybe this wasn't a good idea. You know what? We're not going to rescue anybody.
The roller coaster of emotions for the bar owner had to have been insane.
It would have been for me.
Yeah.
It would have been for me. And I would have, maybe he thought it was a no-brainer in that the Jets would lose. I should say would win. And when he... his heart had to be in his throat because it was 4 plays and he's out.
I would be so fired up at the end of that game when they win in overtime. Like, pay up, bitches.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in the OT, too. I mean, it wasn't the bar was probably like, are you kidding me? Come on, Josh Allen. Come on. You can't be. Oh, man. All right. Either way, people were like, whatever.
They probably made more money because people were probably spending way more than they would have had they thought that they were going to have to pay for this stuff.
Yeah, it's a very odd promotion.
It was turned out to work well for him, though.
Yeah, there was no spread, nothing. He was just gonna pay straight up. I don't understand this unless he wants people to know about his bar.
Yeah, I think that's probably the main point.
Yeah, but do you? Oh man, I want to hear his next promotion. he's got some good ones. All right, we're getting closer and closer to the NHL season, which is why this story, very fascinating. An NHL coach is being accused of making players give him their phones so that he can look through their pictures. Oh, Steve's going to tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What's up, everybody? Okay, do you guys know that even if we all ate the same and exercised the same, that we would all still look completely different? I'm Lacey Green. I'm a super trainer with Body. That's BODI.com. I'm telling you, this is something that you need in your life. The app isn't just about having a perfect body, because what is that anyway? It's about what we call health esteem. Feeling good about yourself right now, just as you are, as you work on the person you are becoming. Using Body's tools to find your version of happy and healthy. Body isn't just some software. It's people. It's trainers, nutrition, and mindset experts, and a community of other people just like you and me. And they even have my program, for beginners only, which you have to try even if you've never worked out a day in your life. I'll get you off the couch and started on day 1, finding the joy and dropping the judgment. And don't take my word for it. You can try it for free right now for 14 days at body.com. That's body with an I.com. Let's get up, get moving, and feel good. Whoop, whoop.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys, and thanks to Palace Law for giving us the Migs Report. Today is your day to let your kid take over the kitchen. It's Kids Take Over the Kitchen Day.
All right.
So if you want everything to taste ridiculously weird, today is your day.
Oh, well, my kid, are you kidding me? With Sarah? Yeah, but Joey D's? Forget about it.
That's true. I'm talking. Yeah, you have an adult kid. I'm thinking about Tatum, who like whatever's in front of her, she wants to just pour the entire bottle into the bowl.
Yeah,
it's gonna be salt. It could be like garlic powder. No. She's like, "I'll do it, Mom," and then Mom's like, "Just a little bit." Always tastes a little different, but you know what? It's delicious because it's coming from your 3-year-old.
Yeah, that's what you got to say.
But today's my day, guys. And yours, I guess, too now, BJ. Bald is beautiful day.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll take it.
You guys really are beautiful.
Thank you.
I haven't told you lately, but...
All right. Well, you're really nice. That's all I got.
I don't believe it, but I mean, that's nice.
Wow. You know, back when I was born, I was also bald, and my mom thought I looked like a peanut. So it's kind of funny that today is also National Peanut Day. So enjoy some peanuts. Oh, dude, my mom would not show pictures to anybody of my my firstborn pictures because she said my head was shaped like a peanut, and it's just she thought I looked really ugly.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she was kind of embarrassed by her own son. It took me forever to even pry one of those pictures out of her hand so I could look at it.
And did you look like a peanut?
She wasn't wrong.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a misshapen peanut. It was very weird. I don't know what the hell happened.
Well, you grew into it, though.
Yeah, I think things got smoothed out a little bit. She probably put like a helmet on me or something. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how these things work, but there was a weird-looking kid picture, I tell you that much. And I understand why she doesn't want me to have it.
Oh, man.
One day I'll get it, though.
I have never heard of that before.
Oh, yeah. I told you the story before, so yes, you have heard it.
Well, I mean, I've never heard of it outside of you, is what I'm saying. I've never heard of anybody, not wanting to show off their kid, their little baby picture.
So what's your style of peanut do you like? Do you like a honey roasted, just lightly salted?
You know what? I like ballpark peanuts, man.
Oh, okay, the ones with the shell?
Yeah, I do.
Make a mess right by your feet.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, lightly salted. You don't need to go too fancy with me.
Danny?
Same way. Lightly salted. I don't like the honey roasted.
I like honey roasted, but mine, the number one go-to, is that new, that tahine flavored.
Oh, that's fair.
Vagine flavored.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They sell that?
Yeah, they sell it at Ivor's. It's crazy.
Oh, okay.
No, tahine. Yeah. Like the seasoning, the Mexican seasoning.
I'm not sure if I've had those.
It's a little spicy.
You haven't had the peanuts, but you have had tahine. I brought some in before.
I have had, you're right, the red stuff, right?
That's the one I get over at the gas station, the snack club.
See, I don't go to the gas station as much as you, so I got to check it out.
Oh, they got it over at Safeway as well. I've grabbed a bag or two.
Oh, Safeway's got the vagine? All right, I'm going to go
tahine.
over there. I'll go over there, get
tahine. That. I don't know what they might have vagine.
I wonder what'll happen when I ask for vagine.
Yeah, send you to the bathroom, and then if you're lucky, you'll find the right person.
All right.
All right, let's move on. NHL season is, I can't believe, just right around the corner. The Kraken just released what their practice schedule is going to be like. It's going to be an exciting season, hopefully, for our Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
We got our coach Dave Hackstall's back, and he's fresh off of being one of the finalists for Coach of the Year. So I think we're in good hands, unlike the Columbus Blue Jackets, it sounds like. Now, Mike Babcock, he's a coach. He's been around forever. Helped, I think, the Detroit Red Wings win a cup before. He's also was a coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs, got fired from them back in 2019, and he's now finally back in the coaching spot with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and already in some controversy before the season even started. I guess he's had some controversy over the years, like some old school players like Chris Chelios and some other veterans have spoken out about how he was not really respectful to them towards the end of their career. They didn't like playing for him, and a lot of people just seem to give him a hard time. Well, this story doesn't help his case because, the Spit and Chicklets podcast, which is hosted by Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette, they're former players, and Biz Nasty, he's an outspoken guy, and he decided to talk about the most recent rumors. I never heard of this before, but a bunch of players started texting Paul about Mike Babcock about a weird thing that he does with players where he demands to see their phones and then airplays the pictures on their phones onto a TV inside of his office, which they're like, it's kind of an invasion of privacy.
Sure is.
And here's a clip from the Spit and Chicklets podcast where Biz Nasty talks about it.
I get a text from a player. He goes, have you heard what Babcock is up to again? So he gets to Columbus, and one of the first things he does is he calls in Boone Jenner, the captain of the team, and he says, let me see the photos in your phone. I want to know the type of person you are. What the is going on? Is that even legal? Worry about the forecheck. Worry about your personnel. Why do you want to see pics from your captain on his iPhone? I don't understand this.
By the way, if I was going into one of these meetings having heard all these stories prior, I'm putting on Rocky quotes on my photos.
Oh, yeah.
I'm putting on my workout routine. What's wrong with this guy?
I'd probably put like Columbus Blue Jackets pictures. Like, I can't wait to play for this team. I don't know what that. It is a strange thing to ask your players to do.
The only thing I could think of, if I'm trying to think of him being at least like a good dude, is he trying to spot some a-hole? I mean, which is then horrible if you think that people that are going to play on your team might be a-holes. I like their pictures would be that disturbing.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he searching for Mike Babcock pictures? I'm not sure exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it's very, very odd.
How about this? This goes viral. And so the Columbus Blue Jackets have to put out a statement about this based on just this podcast, the Spit and Chicklets podcast. And they actually have a statement from Mike Babcock saying, while meeting with our players and staff, I asked them to share off of their phones family pictures as part of the process of getting to know them better. There's absolutely nothing more to it than that. This was the way it's portrayed on the Spit and Chicklets podcast was a gross misrepresentation of those meetings and extremely offensive. To which a lot of people are like, how about just having a barbecue and inviting the families if you want to meet the families?
Well, see, that's the way he says it is much different because then you volunteer those pictures as opposed to him looking through your phone.
Right.
Which is what Spit and Chicklets alleges from the communication they've had is that he demands the phone and looks through himself.
Now, the captain that they referenced in it, Boone Jenner, he said, no, he has to see pictures. He talks about my family, where I'm from, upcoming wedding and hockey-related stuff. And then he asked if I had any family pictures on my phone. I was happy to share some of them. He showed me pictures of his family. I thought it was a great first meeting. And have this blown out of proportion is truly disappointing. So then, of course, he goes back to the Spit and Chicklets guys. Now, Biz Nasty's, he's sharing like the text that he's getting from players, blocking out their names, but basically like you got to talk about what Babcock does. It's very weird, and the guy's a blanking joke. He has another text from another player saying, "I love that you guys are exposing the guy." So who knows what the hell is going on?
Yeah, this is now it's on the other side where is somebody trying to make Babcock look worse than he is, or is Babcock really as bad as he looks?
Very odd, but I'm just glad that we don't have to deal with this.
No
one's going to see anyone's cracking pictures.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, everybody has their own way of bonding with players. But, one way makes it sound like, okay, it's completely innocuous, family pictures, sure.
Right. You have pictures you can show me, not a big deal. But if it's like, hey, give me your phone, I want to look through your phone photo album, that seems a little strange.
And that's what's alleged. That's what is alleged.
But that is a way to learn about your players.
Yeah.
You can probably learn a lot about people by just scrolling through what kind of pictures they have in their phone.
Yeah, you'll find out I'm a boring guy.
Yeah, you'll find out that I take way too many pictures of my daughter.
I take too many pictures of my board games. You're going to really be bored.
You'll be like, do you really need 30 pictures every day of your kid? Yes.
Oh God, yeah. Unfortunately, that's what's happened when people get a hold of a phone.
Yeah.
It's like one thing when someone had a camera in those days, and I have a relative that
did pick and choose how many pictures you get.
But digital cameras were bad enough, and then when they put them on your phone where it was so easy, you're going to have photo dump after photo dump.
There are moments where I'm like, man, it's so nice to have a cell phone where you have a camera on it so you get pictures of your kid as they're growing up, and you chronicle all this. But then every once in a while I'm like, maybe it's just too much.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe having like a disposable camera is enough. Like, hey, take a picture here and there, but you're a little bit more limited, and you pick and choose your spots as opposed to, oh, my daughter just farted. I should try and get a picture of her smile after she farts.
Yeah, it's maddening.
I don't want Babcock seeing that, though.
Yeah, don't show him that. I think that would be disturbing.
All right, give me your phone, Danny. I want to go through. No, I'm kidding.
I see. Now, Danny's one that I would be afraid to see his phone.
Do you think there's dong pics on there?
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Or pictures of his girlfriend that probably I shouldn't see.
Well, okay. Well, what are we betting?
that he's got dong pics and girlfriends on that phone? And how are we gonna prove it? I mean, that's an HR nightmare to ask him to show us.
He doesn't have to show us. I trust him. He'll tell us.
Yeah.
He's got no problem sharing.
Oh, I don't trust him. He's your sidekick. He's your minion. I'm not betting you on anything.
Okay. All right. A gentleman's bet. No money involved. Just I'm right or you're right.
Oh, that's
therefore
fair.
No breakfast is on the line,
okay,
so he can't screw you over.
Very good. I appreciate that.
Danny, if we scrolled through your phone, would we find any pictures of your Mike Babcock?
All of the above. Pictures of the...
dang it.
Yeah, sorry, Steve. You should have taken that bet, BJ.
I wasn't sure if you would troll me.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate your honesty, but since there was nothing on the line, you have nothing to troll me with at this point.
Yeah.
You don't delete them?
No, I don't delete them.
Just keep them there.
Yeah, why not?
Well, you never know when you have to go into coach's office and he wants to see your phone.
There's also some dirty videos and pictures of my girlfriend, so there you go.
See, that's the thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and frankly, why can't he have them on there? And if a coach is demanding to see his phone, that is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going to happen from that. Are you going to cut the player? Like, dude, I just saw your dong. You're out. You're like, dude, you're going to see my dong in the locker room.
Yeah,
I'm taking showers. What do you want from me?
I mean, the worst of me thinks Babcock is looking to, well, depending on what Babcock is into, I mean, he's got the name for it. But, I mean, whatever he's, seeing people's girlfriends, seeing women, I mean, who knows what he's looking for if he's guilty of what he's alleged of being guilty of.
Not that it's right, but there have been stories in the past of certain, like, not specific players on his team or anything like that, but there have been some stories where, like, players have done some stuff that's kind of messed up. Like, with like hooking up with certain people or multiple people. Like, there's been like, I'm sure it's like that in a lot of sports. So maybe he's thinking, okay, I'll go through their phone, and if I see something like that, that's a strike against their character. I don't know.
Well, I know in other sports, you said, Steve, that there have been players that have hooked up with other players' wives.
Yeah.
And so if he had that kind of proof, I don't know, what would he do? Would he fire one of the players?
I don't know what to do with this information.
What is the goal here, Mr. Babcock?
Oh, someone just said I'm hacking into Danny's phone right now.
Okay.
No, I changed your password. Seahawks made a big acquisition yesterday. I don't know if you saw the news.
Oh, I did. Who we pick up?
Well, they got a new offensive tackle because, obviously they're not 100% sure of what's going on with Charles Cross and Abraham Lucas, those two young tackles that both had to get injured in the game in week 1. So hopefully they'll both be back. But you need a little bit of insurance, a little depth. And so they picked up a guy who's 41 years old. Actually, he's not a bad player, but I mean, his better years are past him. But not a bad idea just to have somebody there to help, a veteran presence. Jason Peters, he's a guy that many consider will go into the Hall of Fame whenever he calls it a day. Played with the Cowboys, played with the Eagles as well. But yeah, he's 41, which a lot of people are like, why don't we just grab Walter Jones while we're at it?
Yeah, they definitely, look, I like the idea of having somebody that can still get on the field that will mentor who's there.
Yes.
Since your two big studs may not be there, especially with Abe's knee issue. I feel like this is going to be a lingering thing for Abe.
I think it's a smart choice. I get the jokes about him being 41, but he's still got some gas in the tank, enough to warrant having him on the team, and he's better than any other option that they have. And it's not like offensive linemen are just out there to grab who
are you going to get right now?
Right.
Yeah.
I know, I think that the Bengals just cut one of their starting guys, but he's injured, so it's not. That's part of why they did it. It's like you're not going to be able to grab him and put him on the field tomorrow. So
yeah, I hear there's a great quarterback up for grabs.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk Mariners. 1 win down, 5 more to go, so that we get breakfast, BJ.
Oh, what's the bet?
Remember
again?
I said in the next 9 games?
Yeah, 5 and 4. Yeah.
No, 6 and 3.
Yeah, 6 and 3. That's right. I'm looking for 5 and 4. You're looking for 6 and 3.
Yeah, so 1 win down, 5 more to go. The Mariners not only beat the Angels, they smacked them upside the head.
I am the good luck charm for this team because you're right. They came back with a vengeance after I made a bet against them again.
That's why I felt it was my responsibility as a Mariners fan to bet you somehow, some way to get this team going again.
Oh my
and
God.
Here we are, 8-0, beating the Angels, back in the playoff hunt once again. Not that they were out of it, but hey, by winning that game and snapping their 4-game losing streak, they're 1.5 games out of the top spot in the AL West, and right now tied for that final spot in the AL wildcard position standings with Toronto. So I think they have the upper hand on them too.
Yeah, and really, the end of the season, the last 3 series will be against a combination of Houston and Texas. So their destiny's in their hands.
It's in my hands. I have to keep making bets with you.
Yeah, you have to, because after this one, then we're going to have one. We got to make a bet on that on the Houston Texas series that are coming up.
Teoscar Hernandez, he got another hit, so that was nice to see.
All right, Tay.
How about Julio Rodriguez? Also big RBI, and J.P. Crawford.
J.P. Crawford.
Awesome. Yeah,
man, that was just, man, it just goes to show you we were a glove away from that not happening.
And our pitcher Brian Woo, rookie pitcher, looking good out there on the mound today. They play an afternoon game. Speaking of pitchers, our guy Luis Castillo, La Piedra, right, or El Piedra?
La Piedra.
La Piedra.
You know,
close enough.
Yeah, the Rock.
Yeah,
he's on the mound, so that's a good thing because he's been winning a bunch of games recently. So
yeah, and you need the guy to keep it going for your bet.
Absolutely. Could we go 2-0 on this?
And bet? It is the Angels. My God, come on, they've got to beat them again.
It's a value game too. So
yes.
You get $10 tickets.
Yeah, if you want to go this afternoon, leave work early and go to the game. $10 gets you into the T-Mobile Park. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then the Dodgers are coming to town.
All right,
that's where That's where you're gonna have to make your money, buddy.
We will.
That's where my bet's got to come in handy.
I feel good about it.
Dodgers are coming to town, buddy.
Oh, I feel good. You know what? I have a very strong feeling they're going to go 9-0. in these next 9
Wow. It's a good thing you're not betting that.
I definitely wouldn't bet that.
Yeah.
Save that for the next bet, maybe. If
Okay.
I have to. As far as weather, 71 degrees. Going to be partly sunny today. Thank you, Snoqualmie Casino, for giving us the Migs report, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve got this one wrong.
How do you say cheers in Spanish? Yes.
Oh, dang. Cheers.
No.
Cheers.
Hola.
That's hello.
I don't know. Baño.
No.
Baño.
Bathroom.
Yeah, that's it. Vicky, what's the correct pronunciation of
Salud.
There we go. That is how you say cheers in Spanish. And if you want to beat Steve, well, all you got to do is just give us a call. 206-803-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do it at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast is brought to you by bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, who's ready to answer your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, is it true that if you filed for bankruptcy once, you can't file again?
Even if you filed bankruptcy before, you can almost certainly file bankruptcy again. Different types of bankruptcies have different time limits between filings. In Chapter 7, full bankruptcy, you can only file Chapter 7 once every 8 years. However, you can almost always file a Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 cases can be filed immediately following a Chapter 7. They can be filed immediately following a prior Chapter 13 case. Chapter 13 is a reorganization plan, so there will be some type of monthly payment, but it's based on your budget and your ability to afford that payment. So Chapter 13 is an option in almost all cases, even with a prior bankruptcy filing.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. On Friday, November 17th at 7 o'clock, Live Day goes to prom night.
It's going to be a blast, man. Finally, we do it at night as opposed to the day, man.
Yeah, that's the good thing, man. We are doing the show live, but, you know, a lot of you said, man, it'd be so great if it was like after work. That way I could really come and really have a great way to get into the weekend. And we were always in agreement. We're like, yeah, you know, doing this in the morning it would be so much fun if we also could have a beverage with you and not worry about the next day.
Live day is always a blast, even 6 in the morning. But yeah, it's a grind for some people. You got to take the day off from work. You got to go to the casino. Now it's Friday night. You show up at 7 p.m. Had a big meeting about it yesterday, and the big topic was how do we keep the men's room sober before the live broadcast? Because
good luck to you.
You know, we're doing our show, they're doing their show. Taryn and Ryan are going to be there as well. Yeah. It's going to be a blast.
And the theme is prom night, so get dressed up with us for live night, baby. Live day goes to prom night. You want more info? You want tickets? Go to snocasino.com.
Let's play Beat Migs. It's time to play the game. So everybody scream his name. Beat Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs. You're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs?
Oh, I am.
Well, I also know that Matt from Kent is ready. Matt, are you there?
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, man, Matt, is this the goofy phone line again?
No. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Oh, sounds okay.
Sounds weird, but okay.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Sounds fine.
Okay. He does sound like Chad. He sounds like AI.
Well, at first it seemed like his phone cut out.
Yeah.
So
Are you sure this is
robotic.
Matt? I feel like this is Skynet.
Is anybody real? I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, Steve, get out of here.
All right, we're off and run. Yeah!
For those playing at home, Matt has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I am ready.
In which Italian city can you find the ancient amphitheater known as the Colosseum?
Venice?
No.
Pass.
Who is the lead actress in Pretty Woman?
Julia Roberts.
Yes. What kind of animal is Wilbur in the book Charlotte's Web?
Spider?
Nope.
Pass.
There we go.
Beatles member George Harrison died from what kind of cancer?
Was it pancreatic?
No.
Was it lung cancer?
Yes. In the board game Monopoly, if you pay to get out of jail, how much does it cost?
$500?
No.
$50?
Yes. The Rockettes most famously perform at what New York City venue?
Madison Square Garden.
No.
Oh. I'm past that one.
The Cincinnati Bengals colors are black, white, and what?
Say that again.
The Cincinnati Bengals
Orange.
colors. Yes.
Orange.
Who did the U.S. buy Florida from?
France.
No.
Only 4 correct.
Terrible.
Yeah, terrible. Wasn't bad, was it? You said 4?
Yes. I feel
Yeah.
like it was one of those cases of it was on the tip of his tongue.
Yeah.
He was just a little nervous.
To see what happens. I said it's all because of Skynet.
All right, we'll see if
Yeah.
Steve's nervous. I mean, he doesn't like Skynet, right?
I will say this, though. If he was AI, the computer did not help out at all.
Maybe it was like a Fisher-Price computer.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah! Before I know, I just want to give a shout out to a fine rockaholic who just texted in and said, good morning from Becky G. Can you wish me a happy birthday today? I'm 48, and I want you to get a win on Feet Migs.
Oh, I love Feet Migs.
It's the auto Feet Megs.
Feet Megs.
Correct.
Is that like a new OnlyFans?
Yeah, I'm
Feet
not sure
Megs
what's
turned
going
into Feet Megs.
I love it.
Feet Megs, baby.
Let's
Well, happy
go.
birthday.
I'm doing it for you and my feet, Becky.
All right, let's go. In which Italian city can you find the ancient amphitheater known as the Colosseum?
Rome.
Yes. Who is the lead actress in Pretty Woman?
Julia Roberts.
Yes. What kind of animal is Wilbur in the book Charlotte's Web?
Wilbur is a pig.
Yes. Beatles member George Harrison died from what kind of cancer?
Colon? Liver?
Nope.
Brain?
In-
Prostate?
No. In the board game Monopoly, if you pay to get out of jail, how much does it cost?
Is it $50?
Yes. The Rockettes most famously perform at what New York City venue?
Radio City Music Hall.
Correct. The Cincinnati
I've seen
The Cincinnati Bengals colors are black, white, and what?
Orange.
Yes.
Orange.
Who did the U.S. buy Florida from?
The U.S. bought Florida from France.
No.
No, sir.
From London.
No.
No, sir.
From Russia.
No. What does the A stand for in DNA?
Analysis.
No.
Anals.
No.
Annals.
No. What-
Ancestry.
No. What animal is known for their diet of exclusively bamboo?
Koalas.
No.
Oh.
You were thinking of eucalyptus.
Panda.
Panda.
Alrighty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct. That is a win.
Yeah,
6
it
to
is.
4.
Doesn't matter.
Nice.
You could stink. It didn't matter.
Panda, 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 panda.
Yeah, they're the best. You're the best we could find, really.
Big win. Big win for Becky G.
Becky G and Feet Megs.
Feet Megs.
I'm just going to call you Megs from now on.
I think it's a great idea.
George Harrison actually died of lung cancer.
Yeah, I remember all the smoking they used to do back in those days.
Yeah, I guess that would have been a good guess.
Yeah.
Does anybody know who the U.S. bought Florida from?
Yeah, España.
España. I mean, there's just.
Yeah, there's a lot. Well, if you lived down there, you'd realize, oh, wow, there's a huge Spanish influence with all the names and everything down in Florida.
What does the A stand for in DNA? No.
Oh.
I was like, you okay there? No, that is not it.
I just had a DNA test done, too. You think I should know this, but I forget.
Acid. Oh.
Acid?
Yeah.
I was close when I said,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had the ass right. Acid.
And then we figured out it's Panda Sweet Bamboo.
Panda. Still a great performance by Steve.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. There you go. Big win.
Hey, if you're having relationship problems or maybe some problems at work or any other random problem where you're like, man, I could use some help, we are here for you. Yep. By the way, it doesn't matter how dumb the problem is. We're ready for you. 206-803-ROCK. It's Help Wanted. We're going to do that at 7:18 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. Is your relationship going sideways?
Have a family issue? Problems with your coworker?
Do you need advice? We're here to help. No problem is too dumb. No dilemma is too silly. This is Help Wanted with BJ and Migs.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. What is Help Wanted? Well, for years we've been getting phone calls, texts, and messages from rockaholics wanting our advice on whatever problems they are having. So if you got a relationship problem at work, or anything else, it doesn't matter how dumb you think it is. We are here for you. Call us, text us now at 206-803-ROCK. It is Help Wanted.
You say some of these are nothing's too dumb for us, and I do love this text that just came in. It just came in, and it just cracked me up. I don't think we're going to spend a lot of time probably debating or discussing this one, but I felt like we should throw it out there for some levity.
All right.
Help Wanted. Subject, dad poops.
Yeah.
Nice. Good morning, everyone. I have a question about dad poops. I used to take 5 to 8 minute long you-know-what-skis, and now I have 2 kids under 5. These you-know-what-skis are now closer to 10 to 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Should I stop taking long ones and do family stuff, or keep dad time after work? I honestly, 10 to 20 minutes is short, and if you ask me. I remember my dad would disappear for like an hour, and I, as a kid, always thought, I never have to go that long. What's wrong? I used to think like my dad might have a medical problem. He'd be in the bathroom for close to an hour. And then I started to realize, oh, he's just getting away from us.
That's it.
And that hour is probably his favorite hour of the day.
Yeah, we had a 1-bathroom house.
Oh, we had 2 bathrooms, thankfully. But it was like 1.5, but Dad took the big one, of course.
Yeah, we only had the one. And boy, oh boy, you saw Dad go in there with the paper. And you're like, all right, not going to use that bathroom.
Oh, he just had a whole box of magazines in there. Like, just not naughty magazines. It's like,
I would hope so.
Yeah,
I mean, that'd be
Digest.
a lot long. It would be a short trip at least.
Hey, I mean, maybe he was doing everything there. It was like a full routine. Who knows?
Well, though, I don't know about your house, but I grew up in a small house, and so there was nowhere for Dad to go, though he had a tool shed.
Yes.
But in the winter, of course, it was way too cold to go outside and hang in his tool shed for long. So that's when we knew, he's going to be in the bathroom forever.
Outside of the bathroom or his bedroom, there was nowhere else for him to go.
Yeah.
And there was a basement, but our basement was a design disaster, and he never wanted to go down there because I think it made him mad at my mom or at us because it's a mess, so he just avoided that one. So it was the living room, but the dining room was connected to the living room, so then it was just the bathroom.
He did have a workshop in the basement that he converted to his train. And he had those little model trains that he made. And he made an entire landscape area, mountains and all of this stuff. And the train went around. And that's where he used to go in the later days of his life, where that's where he would go hang out.
My getaway is, it's not the bathroom so much. It's the laundry room. Whenever I just want like a couple minutes just to chill, I'm going to go upstairs and fold the laundry, and I'll just go, and I actually do get a chore done, which I'm sure my wife appreciates. But for me, I'll put on a podcast, and what would probably only take 5 minutes to fold the laundry and do the next load of the wash or whatever and take care of all that turns into like a 20-minute endeavor.
Oh, yeah.
See, mine is the shower. Every time I go take a shower, I'm just like, all right, give Lily my iPhone to play with, and then I just go in the shower and I take like a 40-minute shower.
Oh, nice.
Just like relaxing. I check my email.
Wait, so you're on your phone in the shower?
I have my computer usually.
What do you have it like in a bag?
No, just in there. Well, because it's a bigger bathroom, so I just put it up on the little.
Not while you're in the shower.
Not while I'm in the shower.
Okay.
I'll turn on the shower.
I thought you were in the shower. You had like a little stand.
I love this waterproof computer. Tell me more.
I was like, awesome. I was like, I know that like our iPhones, I know they say they're waterproof, but I'm not really testing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good for a person to have somewhere to go in the house. Now, I don't know nowadays, but usually one spouse or one partner has most of the house and the other one doesn't. I mean, maybe nowadays it's a lot different, but usually, when I was growing up, the house was for the wife.
You know what is funny though for us? Like I do the laundry thing, but I think Tatum's figured it out. Because I'll be up there for a little bit, and all of a sudden I hear, it sounds like a dinosaur is going up the stairs, and it's just a toddler. Boom, 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 boom. And then she's like, Daddy, can I help? And I'm like, of course I'm not going to be like, no, leave me alone. This is daddy time.
Oh, yeah.
But then now the laundry does take close to an hour because she's got her own way of...
Yeah, she does.
Laundry. It's like she grabs everything I did, just fold it and pulls it all down. Now it's all over the floor, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Here we go.
But... that's typically my spot. Like, get a little bit of a breather. I'll go upstairs and just do some laundry.
And those kids find you, too. It's just like, kid, I'm up here. Don't you get it? I'm trying to get away from you. What are you doing?
The best is when she'll figure out, like, now she can open doors. So if I am going to take care of number 2 to get away from
you got to lock it, baby.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hasn't your grandmother taught you anything?
To be honest with you, I'm just worried. Like, what if, like, one of those moments,
Are you afraid you're going to die on the toilet?
I'm afraid I might pass out. There's some times where you gotta work one out, and then what if I pass out and the door's locked?
Yeah. Well, you know what? These are the chances you have to take. Do you want your kid to walk in on a compromising moment, or do you want to pass out and people can't get to you? These are tough dilemmas.
Yeah, I don't begrudge the guy. You need a little bit of a break from everything.
Oh yeah, I mean everybody does. Everybody has an opportunity to go do it. It just feels like for one spouse, one partner, maybe they don't have that place in the house. At least when I grew up, my dad didn't really have many places to go when it was cold in the winter.
See, my wife, it's funny how both of us, it's chores. Like for her, it's vacuuming. She's like, I'm going to go vacuum. I'm like, okay, let's leave mom alone. And there are times where I go upstairs, I'm like listening. I'm like, I don't even hear the vacuum going. Like, what is going on? What kind of quiet vacuum cleaner did we all of a sudden have? And I go upstairs and she's just sitting on the floor with her legs up on the wall, just chilling. And I'm like, I get it. All right, I'll go back downstairs.
There you go. Yeah, she's like, don't you understand? I said I'm vacuuming. Get out of here.
Right. And I see it and I'm like, I can't begrudge you. I'm doing the exact same thing in the laundry room. I'm just sitting there listening to a podcast, pretending that I'm like taking my time folding laundry.
That's why everybody needs a man cave or a she shed or something. Just a place you call your own that hopefully nobody can bother you.
I like that we're banging out chores while getting away from each other.
I was going to say that's a lot better idea than sitting on the toilet. Because can you get hemorrhoids from sitting on the toilet?
I've heard that, yes. I've heard it's not the best place to be sitting for a long period of time.
The toilet seat is cut out. It's not good pressure for your bottom. So go do what Daddy does. Shower.
Might be TMI, but I know Dad had one of those wipes in the bathroom, so I think that's...
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, those hour-long poops weren't probably a good idea.
No, that's a lot of info.
Yeah.
Don't want to know that about Dad, do we?
Can't get hemorrhoids from folding laundry, I tell you.
No, you cannot. Last I checked.
I hope not.
Last I checked. I mean, you might be able to get Downy butt, but I'm not sure what that's all about.
The hell is Downy butt?
I don't know, but I mean, if you're using too much Downy, who knows?
Where am I using it?
Yeah, well, that is a good question. Again, I don't know what you're doing, but you're afraid of passing out. I don't know what you do in your private moments.
BJ, we got a call. Someone needs some help.
All right, let's talk to Kaylee. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text for help wanted. Kaylee in Seattle, you're on the Rock.
Hi.
Hi, Kaylee. Welcome to the show. What you got?
I'm calling because I'm on my way to work, and I'm a little stressed out because I work for a married couple, and one day it will be good, and they'll both be nice to me, and then the next day it will feel like I'm walking on eggshells, and I don't know how to be at my job.
Oh, dang. I don't know if you want to say, what do you do for this married couple?
I'm a dental assistant, and I'm their only main assistant, so I kind of feel like I have to assist both of them, and I try to do my job the best of my ability, but sometimes it's like if her husband needs me to do something and he's requesting me to do certain tasks, she'll kind of just come over and be right up on his hip, and then she'll kind of be like take over the tasks.
I don't know if I heard you wrong. You're a dental assistant?
Yes, I'm a dental assistant, and
are they both
I
dentists?
worked for married couples before, and I'm finding that working for married people sometimes can be difficult. Because
so the married couple own the dentist office that you're working in?
Yes.
Oh. I thought she was going to their house and just like cleaning their teeth. I was like very confused about the situation.
Okay, so to clarify, I'm a dental assistant. I work for a dental office, and I work for a married couple, and they both are there all day. I'm their only assistant and their main assistant.
Oh, wow.
And Yeah, so it's become very difficult because it's like I can't slave for two masters, but and I try to be nice to both of them, but I just don't know how to get on the wife's good side. You know, I want her to know I don't want your husband. I just want my job.
I was gonna say, so you're hot.
Can I ask you a question? Are you attractive?
Of course, she's a dental assistant. I've never met a dental assistant who's not attractive.
Who hired you, Kaylee? The husband or the wife?
Well, the husband was the one that was. They both hired me, but he was the one doing all the talking.
Yeah. Who recruited you first? Who saw you first?
The wife actually called me and asked me to come in for an interview.
Okay, but who actually saw you physically first?
Oh, okay, the husband saw me first.
You know what it is? I bet the wife.
There we go.
I bet the wife was like, "Yeah, this girl's great." Blah blah blah. And then one time, maybe she said, "Do you think Kaylee's attractive?" He's like, "You know it." And then all of a sudden, it was just like, "Oh, now here we have problems."
Yeah, Kaylee, look, Kaylee, deep down, you know what's going on. And here's the sad thing: just because these folks are dentists doesn't mean they're good business people. They're probably horrible business people because of the fact that they have an employee that is going through what you're going through. They have no idea. Kaylee, look, the best thing for you to do is look for another job. And you know, you have the qualifications if you're a really good dental assistant. This is not a good place to work because it's not a good business. You know, married couples working together, not necessarily the smartest thing.
Yeah, I couldn't. I get you.
I thought that, like, you know, I think that distance makes the heart grow fonder. So I think that having, for anybody in a relationship, having space throughout the day and not working together and going home together is like, I feel like, you know, they're projecting their stress towards me, and I'm just there to work.
Oh, yeah, it puts you in a real crappy position when they're not getting along. Because I've been around people that are in a relationship, it's awful.
I'm a big empath, and I don't know if it was like something I'm doing. So, like, I feel like, you know, I'm just trying to be as nice as I can.
Kaylee, you got to stop.
No matter what I do,
you got to stop looking so hot. That's
you really
the problem.
do. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's really what it is.
Yeah, Kaylee, really, it's time to look for another job, Kaylee. It sucks to say that, but you can't make them better. There's nothing you can do to make them better. And it's a real sad thing when it comes to some of these businesses that are run by people that may be, you know, whatever, but they're not good business people, because that is stupid. And
that sucks if they're arguing all of a sudden, like, you know, they're like, okay, I can't say something mean to my significant other because, you know, I don't want to set them off again. So I'll just project it and take it out on you. And that's not, you don't need to be put in that spot.
What a dumb idea. It's a dumb idea, I think, as a married couple to work together unless they really, really get along and they're really, really good business people.
The text says that not only are dental assistants typically hot, but anyone named Kaylee is typically hot.
That's also true.
Yeah. Oh, okay then. Kaylee, if you want,
dental assistant.
Kaylee, if you want, send us a picture.
What are you doing?
Hold on.
What are you doing? The girls of the dental assistant?
No,
page of Playboy.
We're going to help her get a job.
Well, what do we need a picture of her for?
We're going to post a picture of Kaylee going, "This is Kaylee. She's a dental assistant." If there's any dentists out there, you don't want to do that.
Why do we need to post a picture?
And then what if her bosses see it?
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
everything about this sounds strange.
I just want to help Kaylee get a job.
She can get her own
job,
BJ.
Kaylee, you got any boudoir pictures? We're trying to find you a job.
We have a lot of respectable businesses that listen to this show. I really think,
and they want to hire her based on her looks.
Well, I just think that they see she's friendly and she's qualified. Why not?
Oh, man, no.
All right, then don't send a picture, Kaylee, but then should we help her? Should we just post it on the Facebook page?
I'm sure she can find a job on her own.
Yeah.
You don't think we can help people find jobs by just going, "It's our friend Kaylee we talked to today"? Does anybody have a job for her? You think that's bad?
I mean, well, first of all,
you guys have such horrible minds? I'm not trying to get her laid. I'm trying to get her paid.
I understand. Well, sometimes you can do both.
And trying to get her out of this crappy situation that we have, listeners.
But wouldn't you want her to leave that job, and as opposed to, like, all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, I was on Facebook on the BJ and Migs page and I saw your picture," and they're trying to, like, sell you to another company.
There's going to be so many creepers.
They don't listen to our show. If they did, she shouldn't be calling in. They probably know who she is. Right? No? All right, listen, Kaylee, I try to help. The show says no.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys so much. You guys made me laugh, and that makes my heart happy.
Well, Kaylee, get another job.
In West Seattle.
And do it, if you do it.
Okay, now you're getting creepy.
Jesus, I mean, at this point, I'm doubling down on BJ.
Okay, now Danny wants his heart happy from you.
Listen, Kaylee, I only wanted to basically get you a job. I have no strings attached to that, but I hope you get another job. I think that would really be good for you.
All right, thank you so much. You guys made me laugh, and that makes me happy.
You're right, Kaylee.
Thanks for listening. You are awesome.
Keep us posted on what you do.
Yeah.
Send us a picture.
Well, yeah, we're gonna put. I mean, you just what? We're gonna just put help out Kaylee with no picture. I mean, if you see somebody, you go, oh, she looks like a nice person. Let's give her a job. We're gonna put it on the web. We're gonna put it on the Facebook page, right?
And now all of a sudden, instead of monster.com, it's BJ.com.
Why not? If we can help somebody get a job and get out of a horrible situation.
She's hot and needs a job.
I wasn't going to put she's hot and needs a job. I have no idea what she looks like. But if anybody needs a job, you got to put a picture up. Here's our person we met. That's what I would do. If you talk to somebody, you got to put a picture on Facebook or here's somebody.
I don't know if that's necessarily how people find jobs, but you never know.
Well, why not? She's a dental assistant. A lot of times you send a picture. Don't you send a picture with what you do? People interview, see what you look like.
I haven't applied for a job in like over 20 years.
I think it's time.
I have no idea how things work.
You should apply right now, and we'll put your picture up on the thing.
Can you help me become a dental assistant?
I can help you. I surely can. I'll put your picture up on our website.
Me and Kaylee, we're going to become dental assistants.
Yeah.
Together.
All
We're
right,
going to assist dentals.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we helped. Probably not. But we put a smile on Kaylee's face, and she said that's all that counts.
BJ turned into the creepy old dude real fast. Yeah. Then followed by Danny. Find a job in West Seattle.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying send me a picture like for my own person. We were going to send a picture and we put her name up there and say she's a dental assistant. We put it on the web. We put it on the Facebook page.
I do have to say, though, more often than not, the dental assistants, that is like...
It's great.
It's
okay, I think, who's the creep now? I'm not. You guys are just talking about how hot you are for dental assistants.
I'm just saying.
We're not making a calendar. Now, I don't know what month you'd put Kaylee on, but we're not making a calendar, are we?
The month of September, since we're in it right now, right?
Fair enough.
My old dental assistant was like Miss Vietnam. Yeah. It was crazy.
How'd you find that out? She told you?
Because her picture was on the walls. They were very proud of her. It was like kind of crazy.
And I want a picture to help somebody get a job. Yeah, and they got Miss Vietnam all over the dentist office.
They were proud of what she accomplished outside of the workplace. I thought that was kind of cool.
So, what if it was Miss Vietnam? I shouldn't ask for a picture to help her get a job?
Well, she's not looking for a job.
Not Miss Vietnam, but what about
she seemed happy.
Kaylee? But Kaylee probably could be Miss Vietnam if she wanted to.
She's Miss BJ Shea, dental hygienist.
Yeah, she is. Why
Show
not?
Lady on September.
That's it. So all right, we're gonna have to work out the title, but yeah, because it's gonna be a long.
Exactly.
It's going to be a long sash.
It's super long.
Ultimate Classic Rock just made a list of the most hated records in rock. Oh, yeah, we love a list. What topped that list? I'm going to tell you at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Travis, if you're upside down in your mortgage, should you continue to make the payment?
Continuing to pay your mortgage or not is a complex decision because you're going to have to pay to live somewhere. You're going to have a housing payment. So continuing to make your house payment really depends on several factors. One is whether or not you have a second mortgage. The second one is how affordable your ongoing monthly mortgage payment is. Another issue is whether your mortgage is adjustable and you're facing an increase in your mortgage payments later on when interest rates go up. If you do have a second mortgage in this economy with the housing prices being down, oftentimes we can take off or strip off that second mortgage in a Chapter 13 case so that you'd only have the first mortgage to continue to pay.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com.
.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Ultimate Classic Rock put together a collection of the most hated albums and songs in rock.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, so there's no order of this, but we've got some songs. We'll see if you agree. This is one of the songs that they say is the most hated in rock.
And I hate this.
Yeah.
Hate's a strong word.
A lot of people do.
I despise this.
And a lot of people love it.
Dude, that's the funny part. There's like two different Aerosmith fans. There are the Aerosmith fans that have bad taste and like this version of Aerosmith. I'm kidding. It's not terrible. I'm being a little exaggerated, but I'm more of like the old school, Toys in the Attic, even Permanent Vacation, even Pump. But after Pump, I feel like they kind of went more towards mid-tempo, like, I don't know, like power ballad rock.
You're not wrong, because I knew this song. I had no idea it was Aerosmith.
Yeah.
This whole time. I had no idea, so.
But I can't deny that this song was massive for them. Was it on Armageddon? Yeah. That was the soundtrack that it was on.
Yeah, and, it's arguable that some of these songs, man, like this next one I'm about to play, also was in a soundtrack. You might not remember the movie.
Real quick, though, apparently I Don't Want to Miss a Thing was written by Diane Warren.
Oh, she's
a singer?
Yeah, she is.
That's crazy.
And they just, she wrote it for that. I wonder if it's her. I wonder if she ever performed it in this. Is I Don't Want to Miss a Thing a cover?
I don't know.
Did she ever release that
No,
song?
she was just an outside songwriter for the band.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
crazy. Kiss had some interesting ones from Bryan Adams to different random people writing songs for them as well.
At least Bryan Adams is a rock guy.
Yeah.
Diane Warren. Wow. I would never have said there's someone that should write for Aerosmith.
Right.
Damn, dude. Okay. Well, it makes a lot of sense because that song, like you said, Steve, was a giant hit, but very out of character for the band. And
but then became in character for the band because after that they were just like it was between them and the Goo Dolls who's going to make me more sick with those songs. Like they were all both writing like these power ballads. I'm like, I get it. I get why you're doing it. It's massively successful, and you're not trying to cater to someone like me. But I miss like more of the scratchy rock versions of those bands.
Yeah. Well, how about this one? Also from a movie soundtrack. See if you guys remember the movie, because you remember Armageddon for I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Yeah.
But this song also was in a movie soundtrack starring a very big star. I still love this song, and of course I'm a Beach Boys fan, but
this is the epitome of like what would be a guilty pleasure. Like as much as I want to hate this song, when I hear it, I'm like, Aruba. You kind of get into it.
I know what it was.
Full House.
Full House.
That's not a movie, though.
No,
dang it.
It wasn't from Full House.
That's the only thing I know it from because Uncle Jesse played with them.
Yep.
And introduced us to the song.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I don't know if it was ever on a Full House, but I thought it was.
No, it was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, there was a whole episode about him joining the Beach Boys.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I always thought this originally came from the movie Cocktail that Tom Cruise was in, and it was in that movie.
Oh, I mean, you might be right.
Yeah.
I just remember an episode, I don't know, which came first? Like, actually, John Stamos played with the Beach Boys, or did Uncle Jesse play with the Beach Boys, which opened the door for him?
I never saw that episode. So I had no idea that they had it on Full House. I just thought that John Stamos just joined the band.
The Beach Boys were in the episode and everything, if I remember correctly.
Oh, man, I got to watch that.
I don't know if it was which one happened first, but definitely that was the only reason that I knew the Beach Boys was because of that episode, because they like win tickets, and then they can't decide. I think it was like one of the girls wins tickets and she can't decide who she wants to take, but they all want to go with her. So the Beach Boys show up at her at the house, and then they invite them all.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you remember way more about that
Such
episode
a good
than me.
episode.
But I feel like John Stamos was doing stuff with the Beach Boys before that episode.
I think you're right.
And that's kind of probably what got them involved with the TV show.
Full House ended when?
Oh, that's a great.
I thought, because I thought
Early 90s.
I thought Cocktail was a movie from the 90s, and I thought Full House ended in the 80s.
And you're right, Kokomo was in that movie that you're talking about, Cocktail.
Cocktail was 1988, and according to one source, it did say that they wrote the song for that movie.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, okay. So I you know what? I guess it just because Cocktail was a movie that was earlier than I thought it was. I thought it was in the 90s, so it was in the late 80s.
I wonder how Brian Wilson felt when he first heard that, because he wasn't doing stuff with the Beach Boys, but he was the brain and the songwriting genius behind the Beach Boys back in the day, and then all of a sudden they're just singing about Aruba and Jamaica.
Yeah, and was he not on that song? Because I thought I heard him. Oh.
He's nowhere to be found on that.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Then it must have been Carl doing the high notes on that one. Because Brian would always do the high note songs, like "Surfer Girl." I think was Brian Wilson. So when I heard the high notes, I thought I assumed that was Brian.
Yeah, he didn't have anything to do with that song.
Oh wow! Then he must really be unhappy.
Funny enough, I looked it up. Apparently, that Full House episode aired in November of 1988, and the movie came out in July. So it all came out the same year.
So it was all about Kokomo that year, man. What a year, 1989.
88.
That too.
Yeah, 88 was a great year. Wow, man. I didn't realize that I was that young when Kokomo came out. Damn, that's an old song.
That instantly brings me back to Full House every time I hear it.
Yeah.
That and my buddy Carl Randers, he's a wrestler. He comes from the mean streets of Kokomo, Indiana, and he comes out to that song.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. This is a list of the most hated songs in rock. We have I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. We have Kokomo by the Beach Boys. This one here, interesting, man. Very, very interesting that this is one of the most hated songs in rock.
Phil Collins.
Yep. Yeah.
I just hate Phil Collins.
I never hated this song. This was like a weird phase in my life where I was kind of vibing off of this song. I have no idea what the hell is he singing about. Who the hell is Susu Studio?
I have no clue.
Is it a girl?
I have
is
no.
It a studio?
It's a girl.
Both?
Oh, her name is Susudio?
There's a girl that's been on my mind all the time, Susu Studio.
Is her name Sue, and that's his nickname for her?
I'm assuming so. But it's also the name of the drum beat on the song. He named it.
The Susu Studio beat?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so he named both the
why didn't a law firm parody that for like some kind of a promotion?
That's a good point.
Right?
I want to say this. I mean, I think Phil Collins became pop because that's the 80s when he basically outgrew Genesis, and even just his version of Genesis was very pop-oriented anyway.
Yeah. He replaced on vocals Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
Right?
They just, it was a 4-person band, and then they just became a 3-person band, and Phil took over vocals.
Because he was also the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they definitely had a whole different career post Peter Gabriel. Yeah,
that's all I care about is that part of that song.
I guess it's a rock song, but I feel like it's more of a pop song.
There was a weird moment in my life where I was like, I grew up loving metal and like heavier metal the better and thrash metal and stuff, but I had like this weird love for like that kind of pop, like Susu Studio, and the other one that I used to rock out being a very choice term, but abracadabra.
Okay.
I want to reach out and grab you. I was like, that song's my jam.
So you like the disco-y sort of dancey stuff from the 80s. You did. And you didn't like the new wave stuff of the 80s.
No.
Okay.
No. That's probably why I like Kiss's, I Was Made for Loving You song that everyone that was a fan of Kiss hated because it was a disco song.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was into metal and disco.
It's very odd, metal and disco.
They're enemies.
So here's a song that was just updated. And I'm surprised. I mean, someone took the time to update it because they loved it enough. But it appears that a lot of people hate this song.
JFK, blown away. What else do I have to say?
You're an idiot if you don't like this song. I love this song.
A lot of people hate this song.
It's such a great video and such a fun song.
Again, though, Billy Joel, he went 80s. That's the problem. A lot of folks that love Billy Joel, 70s version, did not like 80s version of Billy Joel. You could say the same thing for Bruce Springsteen. So many of these big 70s artists, they went 80s, and a lot of people didn't like them.
Yeah, like Dancing in the Dark. Was it the song?
Yeah, Dancing in the Dark, and, Born in the USA and all that. Not exactly what, Bruce was known for in the 70s.
But I was a massive Billy Joel fan, so he really could do no wrong, including telling me to F off.
I know, yeah. I was not a huge Billy Joel fan, so pretty much all the songs that he does, I don't care. Yeah, so
I look back on it now. My parents were like, "This kid makes no sense."
Yeah,
like he's blasting Metallica one minute, Slayer, Venom, and the next thing he's listening to is Susu Studio.
I agree. I would not know what to think of you.
Something's wrong with our child.
I like this one, even though so many people are going to hate you for hating this. But I'm happy that this is considered a hated song. Oh, God, there are some people that just love this band, and I'm like, really?
I didn't hate REM. In this album, I thought there was a lot of really good songs. This was never one of them to me.
Here's my problem with this band. This song to me was a sad B-52 song.
Because I had the girl from the B-52s doing backing vocals.
Exactly.
So
Kate Pearson, I think. And
the music video made me so angry.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be like super happy.
And that's I like Kate, and it was just like, it's not Fred. Fred's not doing the vocals. I don't like this song.
Oh, so you're mad because Fred wasn't a part
Exactly. It's like it's a sad B-52 song. And
which album did that one come from? Is that Out of Time?
No, it was called Don't Buy This Album.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
I think it was Out of Time, which had some good songs on there, man.
I should have been out of money so I wouldn't have to buy Out of
Losing
Time.
My Religion? That's me in the corner.
Yeah, see, I just was not an REM guy.
Yeah.
I think that was my problem. It was just too sad for me.
I was a pick and choose REM fan. Like I couldn't like a whole album, but like, they usually had at least one or two good songs on each record. Now, that not being one of them.
This one here, and I agree. I mean, I wanted to like this, but this whole album, this whole concept, we want to do our own Tommy, because everybody wanted to have a concept album, a gigantically amazing album that would say something.
Okay.
And this just fell so flat. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Shut your whore mouth.
Oh, whore mouth nothing. You're too young to appreciate how great Styx was before this crap came out.
This is how I learned how to say thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah, you know what? No, I don't thank them at all for this. This was horrible.
This is such a great song and video.
Oh, it is so
thank you
horrible.
very much, Joe, Mr.
I would have bet a lot of money that I would have assumed you liked it just based on the music video and how
not
silly
at all.
it is. I would have assumed it was one of your top songs.
They were Devo wannabes. That's my problem is that they really were.
The video was great. The song was amazing. I was like so into that song.
What adjectives are you using that are completely incorrect for this video and this song? This song is the worst song Styx has ever done.
Play it again. I think we're listening to the wrong song.
Oh, no, don't play it again. Don't torture people.
And here we go. Thank you very much, oh, mister.
No. There's no way you can do this with a straight face. This is
love
horrible.
this song. And then I remember being so excited about
so
Styx.
horrible.
I'm like, I want to hear more of this band. And then I heard the rest of their stuff. I'm like, this is not Mr. Roboto.
Exactly, because the rest of the stuff is good.
And that made me mad.
Oh, my God. There's so much good Styx stuff out there. I know maybe some people might think that's oxymoronic. And you might argue that anything Dennis DeYoung ever did wasn't that great for Styx. But, I mean, some people love the Tommy Shaw songs. That's great. But that song, Mr.
The song's about an imprisoned rock and roll singer and the robot guards that watch over him. It sounds like this is the perfect song for you.
They were trying to be Devo, and you can't be Devo because Devo was Devo, and they were brilliant. And
you put that song up against any Devo song.
Oh my God, you are! You know what? You are now super sacrilege.
Even better than Whip It. Whip It guy.
You are high. You know what?
That's debatable, but
no, you are high. There's nobody.
What's a better song than Mr. Roboto?
Oh my God! You know what? You know who we need on the line is Maynard from Tool, because he would
get him on the phone, Danny.
Yeah, get him on the phone because
Maynard stop picking his wine.
Maynard would school you because he's a gigantic Devo fan.
What's he going to school me on my opinion? My opinion is my opinion.
He's going to school you on the fact that Mr. Roboto is horrible and that any Devo song is better than that.
And I'm like, Maynard, give me a Tool song. Can't compare. Mr. Roboto's better.
Okay, you know what? I want you and Maynard to have that conversation. I would pay to have for that conversation to happen.
He's so out there. I wouldn't be surprised if he said, "You're right. I hate Tool," because he never wants to talk about Tool. He always wants to talk about anything but Tool. And maybe he even be like, I'd much rather talk about Mr. Roboto than Tool. What if he comes on the phone and he goes, dude, Mr. Roboto's the greatest song ever written?
You're probably right.
It's what I pick my grapes to when I make my wine.
You may be right. I wouldn't bet against you. You never know what kind of answer that Maynard's going to give you. Well, there you go. Those are the most hated songs in the world right there.
So I only hated a couple of them. Really.
I agree with all of them except Kokomo because I'm a Beach Boys fan. But I realized it's surely not like indicative of great Beach Boys work, which is hard to believe that people might even say, but they had some good stuff.
Just Aerosmith and the REM one.
Yeah, for me, all of it except the Beach Boys. Yeah, is that right? Let me. Susudio's okay. I didn't really care about Phil Collins that much. We didn't start the fire. I don't care about. But
you should care. He's talking about stuff we should care about, man.
Yeah, man. It's a fun song, But Billy Joel was never anybody that I thought was, great. I know some people do, but I never thought much of Billy Joel.
Spend a day.
Spend a day what? Listening to Billy Joel now?
Yeah. Uptown
I'd rather
Girl.
listen to Pearl Jam's 10 at this point.
All right, either one, I'm winning.
Yeah.
Allentown.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you any of Billy Joel.
Piano Man.
Oh, my God. That song sucks. No, it really doesn't, but I hate it.
It's no Mr. Roboto.
but what is when you think about it? All right. Well, we talked about the most hated rock songs of all time. How about we talk about the greatest film that was made in the last 25 years? Oh, I cannot wait to talk movies with Steve. I'll tell you all about this at 8:17. Because you know Pootie Tang is going to be on Steve's list.
I probably haven't seen any of the movies on this list.
You're probably right.
Unless it's Mr. Roboto.
I'm not sure I have either, to be honest, but Pootie Tang should be up there, shouldn't it? I'll tell you what the greatest film ever made was in the last 25 years. Do that at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
What's up, everybody? Okay, do you guys know that even if we all ate the same and exercised the same, that we would all still look completely different? I'm Lacey Green. I'm a super trainer with Body. That's BODI.com. I'm telling you, this is something that you need in your life. The app isn't just about having a perfect body, because what is that anyway? It's about what we call health esteem. Feeling good about yourself right now, just as you are, as you work on the person you are becoming. Using Body's tools to find your version of happy and healthy. Body isn't just some software. It's people. It's trainers, nutrition, and mindset experts, and a community of other people just like you and me. And they even have my program for beginners only, which you have to try even if you've never worked out a day in your life. I'll get you off the couch and started on day one, finding the joy and dropping the judgment. And don't take my word for it. You can try it for free right now for 14 days at body.com. That's body with an I.com. Let's get up, get moving, and feel good. Whoop, whoop.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Wow, it's the 25th anniversary of Rotten Tomatoes, even though it's a little tainted since we heard some companies might try to buy critics' votes and therefore taint Rotten Tomatoes'.
That's right. 25 years of giving you bad information.
I don't know if that's completely true, but man, it makes me wonder now. But in recognition of this 25th anniversary of RT, fans voted on the top 25 films of the last 25 years.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think of what I would put at number one.
Yeah, I know. You know, in the last 25 years, what have you watched?
A lot.
Have you?
I mean, not a lot of good movies, but you know what? My number one would be Superbad.
Your number one would be Superbad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not bad number one.
It's not going to make the list, I bet.
That's too bad.
Maybe
I don't
like
think
best
it should.
Top 25 comedies, but I bet they're going more with like well-reviewed.
Boy, you're right. Comedies don't always get on this list, and I feel like Superbad is a good choice in the last 25 years.
Do you think it's like I'm trying to think of what would be a good one.
Well, all right. I'm going to give you a bit of a clue.
Is it like Harry Potter?
Harry Potter did not make the top 10, and I'm looking to see if Harry Potter made this list at all. Harry
Potter's less than 25 years, right?
Yeah.
What about Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings, yes, is on the list. And
okay.
They're saying Return of the King, which I think was the third one.
I'm okay with that one, actually. That was the good one.
That was the one with Frodo on a boat, wasn't it?
That was the one that it took too long to end. Like when they ended up on like the volcano, and then they kept going, and there's like you could have just stopped on the volcano.
Yeah, I really think A Fellowship of the Ring was the better one out of all of them.
Yeah, that movie was 3.5 hours long.
Which one?
The Return of the King.
Yeah.
Return of the King, I think, was, again, Steve, because of the way it ended. If they cut some time out of that, I would have loved it. Lord of the Rings, though, The Fellowship, which was the first movie, came in at number 7 on the list, whereas Return came in at number 4.
Number 2 didn't make it on the list at all. I hope the one where they just walked through the forest.
Oh, the Two Towers. Yeah.
That one was so bad.
I don't see that.
Okay, good.
At all.
It's number 10.
Yeah.
It's number 10?
Yeah, it's number 10.
Is it number 10?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. There it is. Number 10.
Oh, my gosh. All 3 of them made this list?
Yeah, I disagree with that. I'm sorry. In the last 25 years, there's you just can't put all 3 Lord of the Rings movies in there. You just can't.
I just have a question. Where's Titanic on this list, and why is it number 1?
What year did Titanic come out?
1997.
That's not 25 years.
Sorry, buddy.
Oh, dang it.
Sorry, buddy.
I can't do math, man.
I know,
keep thinking the 90s are like 15 years
Well,
ago.
let's think about this. Is if we're talking about now, 2023, which means you have 1998. That's the cutoff.
Oh, you were so close.
Yeah, you were so close.
It would have made the list otherwise, Danny, I'm sure.
Number 1 on the list, I know.
Dude, it is funny because I think of a movie, I'm like, when did that come out? Because I have no idea. Because it's like, most of the movies that I like, I've realized are early 2000s-ish.
I disagree with number 1. I think that number 6 should be number 1 if you're talking.
All right, well, what are they then?
All right, so number 1, The Dark Knight, which was really good. That was Heath Ledger's Joker.
I can't argue that.
Yeah.
The Christian Bale Batman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it deserves to be in the top 5, but I don't believe it deserves to be number 1. Number 2, I think is a good movie. You could argue this should be in the top 10, maybe the top 5. That's Matthew McConaughey's Interstellar.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you, Steve. I don't think it deserves to be in number 2 at all. I think that's a mistake.
To me, that was very forgettable.
Number 3.
I don't remember anything. I remember watching it, but I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, it was touching. It was a good movie, no doubt about it. But I just don't think. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't deserve to be in the.
When did
3.
Dazed and Confused come out?
Ooh,
we're talking Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that has to be pre-1998. Has to be.
I think you might be right. 93.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah, it's an old movie, buddy. That's 30 years old. Yeah, you're an old man now.
Is he still the same age?
All right. So the top 25 movies of the past 25 years. Dark Knight, Interstellar, which I don't agree with. Number 3, I would say, should be in the top 10. In the top 5, okay, could squeak in there. Inception.
Never saw it.
It's a good movie. I can't fault it for being in the top 5. It is a pretty cool movie.
Is that the Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, and
Elliot Page, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tom Hardy.
Yeah, it had a lot of good people in it.
I think,
and it was a cool idea.
Was
And
it
good
Shutter
special
Island?
effects.
I thought that was a better movie.
All right, I didn't see Shutter Island, so I can't say.
Oh, it was good stuff with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, I heard it was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah.
Probably not going to make the top 25.
Was he in The Town? Or was that just Affleck?
That was Affleck.
Affleck.
That should be in the top 10 just for the sex scene with Blake Lively.
Yeah, I'm afraid they just don't put them in for those reasons.
I have a different criteria.
Number 4, we told you, Return of the King, the Lord of the Rings movie. I do not agree with number 5. Avengers Endgame it should not be here.
Is that the very last one?
It's the last Avengers movie we've seen.
Dude, people love that movie.
I know they did.
And it's a box office smash.
I'm saying the only people that loved it were Marvel fans, which there are a lot of them, but I don't think it means it's the best movie of the last 25 years.
My wife doesn't give a crap about these movies, and she enjoyed that.
She liked Endgame?
Yeah, she thought it was great.
Oh, I thought
we liked both of them, the back-to-backers.
Wow. I guess then I'm going to have to stand corrected on that. I'm a Marvel fan, so I get why I liked it, but I just thought it was long and kind of boring in parts.
I remember you liked it, and then Joe's like, it wasn't that good.
Oh, okay.
And then he stopped liking it as much.
Thanks, Joe.
So you're saying Joe had that effect on me?
Yeah,
okay.
he always does.
Always.
Number 6 should be number 1, and if you guys know me, you know it. You have to know what the movie is.
Is it the 5th of November, V for Vendetta?
No,
The 5th of...
Oh, that's a good movie. I think that came prior, though. I don't think that was in the last 25 years. That might have been 1997-ish.
What?
2005.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
V for Vendetta is newer than I thought.
Yeah, I knew it. There was a 2000s.
I love V for Vendetta, but I get it's not the best movie in the last 25 years. For me, it is, but I can understand. See, that's why I say Avengers Endgame. I think you got to be a super
I think
fan.
I got it because someone just texted, said, Steve, the mother blank in Matrix.
Yeah, that should be number 1.
Which is hilarious because on Rotten Tomatoes it scores less than The Dark Knight.
Oh, way less.
Well, that's how they're basing this list.
Yeah.
Well,
And Rotten Tomatoes, I hate to say it, but they're completely wrong about that. The critics were way wrong about The Matrix. The Matrix,
they did 83%.
yeah, and it should have been higher than that.
But the audience said 85.
The audience is high because The Matrix is just an amazing cinematic movie. The photography and the way they did it and the concept and all of it
good.
is a great movie.
It's no super bad.
And Red Pill, Blue Pill. Yeah.
Where's Taken on this list? Because if it's not on the list, I don't care anymore.
I don't have a certain set of skills to tell you that.
Because that would be my number 2.
Yeah. Number 7 is Lord of the Rings Fellowship. I think it's so overrated. Fellowship of the Rings deserve to be on there, but Two Towers and Return of the King, I think it's not in the last 25 years. I'm sorry.
What has Taken got on the Rotten Tomatoes? 59%. Never mind. I get it now.
Audience score is 85.
Just like The Matrix, BJ.
Yeah. Well, I'd have nothing against Taken.
Taken's one of the best movies ever made.
Parasite, 2019. Can you tell me...
Is that a horror film?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know it. Never saw it. Can you tell me when Galaxy Quest was made? Is it a little too early? Was Galaxy Quest
I
before
feel like Galaxy Quest was mid-90s.
I think you're right. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, number 9 movie. Okay.
Galaxy Quest is 99.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
What? Well, Galaxy Quest is considered one of the best movies ever made as far as like making a perfect movie. How do they not Unless is it
what's
just
the
ratings?
rating? It's based on the ratings.
What did Galaxy Quest get for Rotten Tomatoes?
It got 90% tomato meter, 79% audience.
90%. How do you not get in the top 25 and you're 90%?
These are the fans who voted for the top 25 films over 25 years.
Oh, so it's not based on their ratings. Oh, it's the fans?
Mhm.
These fans are high. Galaxy
Because they
Quest
don't
is
agree with you.
it's not just me. People believe that movie experts believe Galaxy Quest is one of the 4 perfect movies ever made.
Okay, let's not get crazy. It's not Walking Tall starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which I hope is on this list.
It's not on the list.
What about The Rundown?
I'm not sure anything from The Rock is on this list.
What about Faster?
Again, I don't see anything with his.
What about The Tooth Fairy?
Yeah, Tooth Fairy.
Something.
Should be. No. It's
Jumanji?
Jumanji, no. We had Two Towers at number 10. Saving Private Ryan, that was a great movie. I'm surprised it's only at 11. That should be higher.
I get that. That one definitely deserves to be
Fight Club at number 12 also should be higher.
That makes the 25 year. I thought that was older than 25
1999.
years. Okay.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of 1999 movies on this list because 1999 is considered one of the best years for movies ever.
Well, yeah, the 90s dominated. Everyone else.
Well, I didn't say the whole 90s, just 1999.
It's part of the 90s.
Top Gun Maverick, number 13, 2022.
Is that like the newest movie?
Everything Everywhere All at Once, also one of the newest movies.
Okay.
Both of them, both in 2022.
Gotcha.
Okay, I do not.
I like this list because it's making you madder.
It is
and
pissing
madder
me
as it
off.
goes on. Because there's no Rock movies. I get it.
Yeah, this one here, again, I think Vicky said this, it's the fans, which, okay, granted, it's a fan thing. Fans don't necessarily really know about biases because this was a good movie. I'm not going to say it wasn't a good movie, but Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is not one of the best 25 movies made in the last in the last 25 years. It's just
the cartoon one?
Yeah. It's a good movie, but I'm sorry, it does not deserve to be in the top 25.
Well, in all fairness,
in the last 25 years,
it's fresh in somebody's head. If you know what I mean, like it's.
Also, I'm wondering how old some of these people are. Like, if they're younger Gen Zers, they maybe have not seen the movies from 1999.
Oh, hold on a second. I'm confused because both Spider-Man verses are in there. I thought this was the first one. I haven't seen the second one, so this is the one they're talking about at number 14. I haven't seen that yet, so I'm not going to comment. But I saw number 16, which is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is what I thought this was. That also, I just don't think deserves to be on the list. It's a good movie. But, I mean, top 25 of the last 25 years, you can't find something better than that?
Where's
think you
Ted?
can.
Is Ted on this list?
Ted's not on the list, no.
Ted should be on this list.
You got Avengers Infinity War.
About Hot Rod.
Yeah. I by the way, Avengers Infinity War, I will say, yeah, I think that's a really good movie. I think that's solid. I think that there's a lot of great action.
I wasn't going to be able to sleep tonight if you didn't think
Well, I just think Endgame is not good. So Inglourious Bastards, okay, I'm fine with that. That was a good movie. Christoph Waltz was great in that.
I don't know. I wouldn't put that as my top Quentin Tarantino movie to put on this list.
Well, in the last 25 years, when was Pulp Fiction and all that? See,
Pulp Fiction 96?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Or is it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction.
Definitely not
predate
Reservoir
this.
Dogs. Oh, Pulp Fiction's 94.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's just,
never mind. What about Jackie
missed
Brown?
Missed it by that much.
Jackie Brown was a great movie.
It's a fun movie.
1997.
It's not his best, but it's his fun movie. Jackie Brown's good. Mad Max Fury Road. No Country for Old Men. You don't know these movies, do you?
Ernest Goes to Camp.
Ernest is going to stay at camp.
Okay.
Gladiator. Hey, you'll be happy though. The Departed's on there.
What was The Departed? Oh, that's the movie I was talking about. Earlier, right?
Well, you're talking about The Town. Okay, yeah, I always confuse those two.
Yeah, well, The Town was like almost like a wannabe Departed.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. There Will Be Blood is at number 22. La La Land. Okay, can't argue with that. I am so happy. I agree with this. And when did The Truman Show come out? Can you tell me that?
mid-90s.
The reason I'm thinking of that is because Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind with Jim Carrey.
1998.
Oh, it should be on The Truman Show is not on this list, and other ones are. The Truman Show is a great movie. The concept, the whole delivery, the whole idea, especially where we are today with reality TV. How does that not make the top 25?
What about Liar Liar? Another great Jim Carrey movie.
It was fun.
Movie.
Liar Liar was good.
That was an awesome. That was back when he was at his best.
Yeah, I mean, it was good, but you know how they are with comedies. You know, they don't give any comment. And I am a little disappointed
that The Lord of the Rings. It's laughable that they put that in. I'm kidding.
I wish there were some comedies in here. There has to be. Well, wait, we've got The Hangover, and we've got, what else do we have from great comedies in the last 25 years?
Anchorman.
Yeah. How did one of those not make this list?
Hot
and you got
Rod,
three
like
Lord of the
said.
Rings movies.
Yeah. Ted.
Well, Hot Rod, you and I, we like, but we know a lot of people don't.
American Pie.
American Pies.
Thank you.
Was that it? Yeah, you're right. That was 99 too, wasn't it? Or,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think this is what's so wrong with some of these lists with these fans. How do you not put a good comedy? There were so many good comedies that were really, really blockbuster comedies that a lot of people
You
loved.
only fit so many movies. You can't fit 100 movies in the top 25, BJ.
You can get rid of some of the crap that's in here.
Well, you think it's crap, but to someone else, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I agree. The Matrix should be not in this list.
Okay, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I think we could have sacrificed the Spider-Man movie, 2 Lord of the Rings movies, and to make room for some of these comedies that didn't get in here, and especially The Truman Show. I really would. I'd kick out one of the Spider-Verse movies for that.
So I want to know Steve's list. Every movie he said is a straight up banger. Hell yeah, Hot Rod. Not so much on Tooth Fairy. LOL.
Straight up a banger.
Well,
Okay.
I wrote them quickly, but I have Superbad, Hangover, Taken, Born Identity, Hot Rod, Walking Tall, The Rundown, Faster. That's the Rock's trifecta, if you ask me.
Born Identity is a good movie.
And Ted.
Is that the Firstborn?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Dude, I could put, even though I don't remember what the names are of the other ones. Like the second or the third one were also pretty great.
And how about not?
And I'd throw Crank in there too if it came out before.
Isn't there one Mission Impossible movie that deserves to be in there?
Dude, there's a few Mission Impossible movies I would put on that list.
Yeah,
also the Daniel Craig Bond movie. I love that one.
Yeah,
Casino Royale. I think it was, or no, it was the other one. One of those.
Yeah, you know
Do you really want my list?
No, not really. All right. Well, there you go. There's the list of the fan-voted best movies in the last 25 years, which I agree with most of it, but not all of it.
Elf from Shannon Chehalis.
Ooh.
Oh, then you got to throw Bad Santa into the mix.
More so than Elf. I agree. I
Depends on
agree.
who you're watching it with.
Is that 99? Bad Santa? Did it make the list?
2003.
Oh my God, you're right. Bad Santa definitely deserves to be in that. That's a fantastic.
Elf was 2003.
Bad
both of them.
Santas, yeah.
Oh, like Elf is a fun movie, but if I got to pick a holiday movie, I got to pick Bad Santa. Bad Santa was terrific, and it had great stars: John Ritter, Bernie Mac. I mean, Billy Bob Thornton.
The little guy.
I forget his name. I'm sorry.
He was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's just had so many good people in that movie is tremendous. Thurman Merman, man, come on! How do you not put that in the top 25?
2003 gave us 2 Christmas classics.
Yeah, they did,
and very different.
That's why fan-voted stuff, especially when you get a bunch of Marvel geeks in there. So many Marvel movies in there, and Lord of the Rings, 3 movies. No, I'm sorry, no. Sorry, you're wrong, people.
You're wrong. Your opinion is wrong, people.
Hey, doesn't it get some credibility coming from a super geek like myself who loves all that stuff?
No.
Okay, well, I thought it would.
You still put The Matrix at number 1. You're
Matrix
biased.
is number 1, please. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
What hormone released during exercise is often referred to as the feel-good hormone?
Serotonin.
No.
Theremin?
No.
That's an instrument.
Yeah, like, what is that?
Cortisone.
No.
You're doing a great job.
Theremin.
Yeah. I believe the answer we were looking for was endorphins. You want a shot at beating Steve? All right, you got it. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 847 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Friday, November 17th, 7 o'clock. Live day is going to prom night.
Hell yeah. Finally, I'm going to get to go to prom, BJ.
It's going to happen for you and Danny.
Yes. Together.
So, yes, this is live day, but we're doing it at 7 o'clock at night, November 17th, Snoqualmie Casino. This will give you the opportunity to finally do it live with us. Don't have to worry about getting out of work. Don't have to worry about getting up so damn early. The only problem we have is keeping the men's room sober. That's all we've got.
That's not our problem, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's
someone else's problem.
That's the world's problem.
It's going to be a blast for everyone that's always said, I wish I could go, but I got to work during the day. Well, now we're going to be doing it at night. So come join us 7 p.m. at Snoqualmie Casino on a Friday, too.
Yeah, it's going to be live like it always is with sound effects, music, special guests. It will be broadcast on KISW, so we will have it live on the radio.
We'll stream it on Facebook like we've done before as well.
This year's theme, prom night, so get dressed up with us, baby. Live day goes to prom night. Tickets on sale right now at snocasino.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. Do everybody scream his name. B Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa, B Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs?
I am.
Yay! Well, we also know that Pat is Pat from Puyallup. Are you there?
I am here.
Awesome. Steve, please get out of here.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Pat has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you do only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
The world's first cloned animal was a sheep named after what famous female singer?
Bonnie?
No.
Dolly? Dolly?
I mean, I guess, yes. I mean, yeah. The Da Vinci Code opens with a murder in what famous museum?
The Louvre.
Yes. What Harry Potter book holds the record for the fastest selling book in history?
Pass.
California borders Oregon, Arizona, and what other state?
Nevada.
Correct. As of 2023, how many NFL teams do not have cheerleaders?
4?
No.
3?
No.
1.
No.
Oh.
Who played Lilu in the 90s movie The Fifth Element?
Jeez. Let's go forward. I'll come back to that.
What video game is abbreviated COD?
COD. Oh, you're not in my wheelhouse. Let's go.
Saturday Night Live first premiered in what decade?
70s.
Yes.
There we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, correct.
I'm going to be a stickler. Would you ask that first question
again? The
again?
world's first cloned animal was a sheep named after what famous female singer? I feel like you need...
Yeah, you had. What was the name of the female singer the sheep was named after?
Dolly?
That was not that. Well, you have to give a full name, I think is what Vicky's looking for.
Oh, gosh. It was Dolly Parton.
Okay.
I didn't know that
Yeah, I guess, though, he just misunderstood the question, even though I definitely asked what was the
Right.
name of the... Okay.
I'm like, because technically he's right, but
Yeah, so if Steve says that, if he says the one word, we'll give it to him, too.
all right.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Because, I mean, he knew, but I think he was confused, so...
Yeah.
It's very possible Steve could be confused.
He's always confused.
You know I'm a stickler for these things, but it's not going to help me get the win, so I don't care.
Okay.
I only care about these things if I get my song.
Fair enough. Steve, are you ready? The world's first cloned animal was a sheep named after what famous female singer?
Dolly Parton.
Yes. The Da Vinci Code opens with a murder in which famous museum?
I'm going to go to Sistine Chapel.
No.
The Smithsonian
Nope.
Museum. The Louvre.
Yes.
Nice work.
What Harry Potter book holds the record for the fastest selling book in history?
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
No.
Harry Potter and Friends?
No.
Harry Potter 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I wish, no. California borders Oregon, Arizona, and what other
Nevada.
state? Yes. As of 2023, how many NFL teams do not have cheerleaders?
2.
No.
3.
No.
1.
No.
Oh.
Who played Lilu in the 90s movie The Fifth Element?
Chris Tucker.
No.
Bruce Willis.
No.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
No.
Oh.
What video game is abbreviated COD?
Call of Duty.
Yes. Saturday Night Live premiered in what decade?
70s.
Yes. What is the longest running Broadway show?
Les Mis.
No.
I've been asked that question before. I never.
We
get it
always
right.
forget. Yeah.
I know. It's not Cats.
No. Regardless of the stickler, Steve, you win 5-3 technically.
Yeah, sorry, Pat.
It's okay. Now I'm at 1, 1, and 2.
Oh.
All right. Well, you got to get in you got to get back in the the big win column, sir. That's what you got to get done over here.
Is it Mamma Mia?
Nope.
Damn it. Chicago.
Nope.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
Got to throw that in there at every guess anyway. I would have made that one of my guesses.
I always forget that one.
Yeah.
Right.
The Phantom.
So the thing with the problem was he only said Dolly earlier instead of Dolly Parton for the sheep name, in case you're wondering.
Oh. Well, yeah, he's got to say Dolly Parton.
Yeah. Because I'm like, technically that is the name of the female singer. Her name is Dolly.
Yeah.
But what Harry Potter holds the record for the fastest selling book in history?
Well, I would have guessed Sorcerer's Stone, and that was wrong, so I guess I'll go with Deathly Hallows.
Correct.
Yeah.
And doesn't anybody know how many NFL teams do not have cheerleaders as of
Boy,
this
I'd
year?
be guessing on this one. I don't know.
It's a lot more than you would think it'd be.
Really?
8.
8 teams said, no way, we're not doing
I know the
cheerleaders.
Steelers. That's the only one I can remember.
Yes. Steelers, the Jets, the Packers. I think the Giants have never had cheerleaders. And then I had the rest of the list.
Well, I wonder if it's cold weather areas, because the Packers, do you want to torment those poor girls out there in Green Bay?
Yeah, just they could all wear fun winter coats and stuff.
You know what? Said a man that doesn't have to go out there and work in that bitter cold.
Well, they don't have to. They could choose to. If you want to be a cheerleader for the Green Bay Packers, you understand what the circumstances are. I'm not asking you to dress all wearing next to nothing. We have
Oh, look at you. You are a hell of a guy. What a boss you are.
I think that'd be fun. If they had them all bundled up, they were in the movie, what's the Christmas Story?
Yeah.
And it's just you're are they cheerleaders? What are they doing? Their arms are just kind of stuck to their sides because they're wearing these thick jackets.
That would be an interesting look.
Abominable snowman looking kids. Buffalo Bills, Chicago Bears, Cleveland Browns, Packers, Giants, Jets, Chargers, and Steelers.
Well, I think the Jets should just make Aaron Rodgers just dance on the sidelines for all that money that they're paying him.
Chargers surprised me too because you're a warm weather state area. That's really surprising.
Yeah.
And the last one, BJ, who played Lilu in the 90s movie The Fifth Element.
He knows it's a multi-pass. Mia takes 803 Rock. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts at 9:18 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Do remember when you get through, Steve's got a rule.
It's a simple rule, BJ. Show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Ethan, listening on the Odyssey app in Montana, AUDACY. Ethan, you are on the Rock.
Hey, what's good, guys?
What you got for us, buddy?
I got some questions for you guys.
How can you hate that much on Lord of the Rings? How does it not deserve to be on that list of top 25 movies? I just got to know your reasonings here.
Because it's boring.
There you go. He gave you a reason.
It's not my cup of tea, to be honest. I don't mind the last one, but that second one is the one that really crushed me. I went and saw it in the theater, and it felt like I feel like I'm still there watching it.
Okay, that is fair enough. Earlier this year, I did an extended run marathon with a few of my friends. We watched all 3 of the extended versions, which comes out to about 12 or 13 hours worth of movies.
That's a lot.
But the friend I watched it with is really into Lord of the Rings. He could explain some of the stuff and the general lore of the movies. I was so into it after that. I went and picked up the thick copy of the Silmarillion, the Bible of Lord of the Rings. Going to crack into it this weekend. But what Peter Jackson did with Lord of the Rings was it was so influential for when they were released. I mean, even today, there's not a lot of high fantasy media that works. I mean, sure, you can do it with video games, Skyrim, Dark Souls from Software, the new Elden Ring game, but that's video games. It's a much more contained environment. Peter Jackson brought it to the big screen, and he made it work. Yeah. The effects were practical, the writing was good, the character design, set design, everything. There's a reason they're loved, and I personally think they deserve to all be on that list, top 10.
I mean, you're not saying anything wrong. For me personally, I was still bored by it, but you're not saying anything wrong.
Ethan, you've become a super fan, and I think that you have to be able to step back and view it from the average person's mindset and realize, does this deserve to be in the top 25 movies of the last 25 years? Yes, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, it does deserve to be there. Return of the King was too long, and really, Frodo on a boat was ridiculous. And if you try watching all those movies on, with all the deleted scenes put in there, they are bad because the editing, the way it was originally done, was important for the flow of the movie. The deleted scenes are great to watch after the fact.
Did you guys stay up the entire time and watch all 3 in a row, or did you take breaks?
Oh, and the extended ones, Steve, the extended ones are just like, you're talking hours and hours and hours, and the editing is so bad when they don't take some of those scenes out.
It's not that I'm condoning, but I might have to dip into some meth if I had to watch all 3 in a row.
It's Ethan, you're not wrong that for a Lord of the Rings fan, yes, Peter Jackson did a great job, but I'm looking at through a lens of just the average moviegoer. You're talking about the best movie, which can appeal to the masses, whether you don't have to be a super fan to actually appreciate the movie. You have become a super fan. Lord of the Rings, the first one, I will put in the top 25. The other 2, I think they're just other better movies that were made in the last 25 years that deserve to be in the top 25.
I will give you that. I really will give you that. I mean, before touching Lord of the Rings, I was not a huge fantasy guy. I've always been more into sci-fi.
Yeah.
But Lord of the Rings was a series of movies I'd always wanted to watch. And when I got the call from that friend, like, hey, you want to do a marathon? I was like, absolutely. Give me the date. I'll be there. I'll bring whatever. And, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed them, even from a guy that did not like fantasy as much before that.
Yeah,
so I could definitely.
now you're the guy.
I heard the Led Zeppelin song. I don't need any more than that. I got the gist of the story of Gollum.
There you go. It's tough to argue with a super fan of anything. Once you become in love with something, you do become biased, and you really can't step back to go, well, does it deserve to be everybody's top 25 movie? And that's a tough question to talk to a super fan about.
Someone said maybe Dumbledore should have had a certain set of skills. That would have been more entertaining. I'm with you.
And I mean, one could argue, I don't know, Danny, and I'll ask you, I think one could argue that the Harry Potter universe was a way to bring fantasy into the movies that was done very well.
Oh, 100%. It's actually funny. This is the big stickler that my girlfriend has, like one of the big sticklers my girlfriend has with me. I refuse to watch Lord of the Rings, and she's a super fan. And I can't. Like, I've watched half of the first movie, and I fell asleep. And she's like, how do you like Harry Potter, but you don't like Lord of the Rings? I'm like,
because one's not boring.
Exactly. That's what I say.
Well,
it's like, but it's the same. It's the same thing that you said, which is why I loved your response. I'm just like, I just can't get through it.
Boring.
Harry Potter gets boring after the first movie. It does.
I do.
I
fell asleep on Harry Potter. I think Harry Potter's also boring.
The first movie is definitely, because it's a wonderland you've never seen before, and it's beautifully done for the time. But, once you get past Chamber of Secrets, it's really hard to not get slightly bored with Harry Potter.
He brings up, his points of like, hey, but taking a fantasy thing and actually turning it into a film. I was like, yeah, I really can't think about it. I'm not really big into fantasy type books and stuff like that, but It's a solid point that they did turn it into a massive franchise as a movie thing, but it just, and the funny part is I like the last movie way more than I like the other two. And I watched all three.
And you with Frodo on a boat, you still liked it.
I feel like they could have shortened it to like maybe like, a solid 3 hours as opposed to 3.5.
Yeah, it would have been a great movie without Frodo on the boat.
I thought once the little guys were on the right by the volcano at the end, I was like, this is a
that's how it should have ended. They basically got rid of the ring.
They had like an award ceremony or whatever the hell's happening. That to me was just like, but it didn't ruin the movie for me. It was just like I could have lived without that. But that one was of the three, that one kept my interest.
All right. Well, I mean, look, and it was a good movie. Yeah. I would rank that for me, only because of Frodo on the boat. I would rank that number 2 out of the Lord of the Rings movies. But I think, again, the first movie in anything, like the origin story, the first time you're introduced to anything, is always really cool. And it's really tough to duplicate that. You got Empire Strikes Back that some people believe was so much better than Episode 4.
On text, Return of the King won 13 Oscars, easily one of the top 25 movies of all time. It's a multi-billion-dollar movie franchise.
I would argue it won 13 Oscars because they never gave any Oscars to the first 2. And it was sort of
does it make them up?
We argued about this because we were like, how could Fellowship of the Ring not get any Oscars? And I don't believe it really got any. And we knew by the time Return of the King came out that they were going to do make-em-ups. And I do believe that Return of the King was a bit of a make-em-up.
What if it was an agreement? Like, look, we'll give you 10 Oscars if you stop making these boring movies. And then Peter Jackson's like, 15. All right, 13. Fine, we'll agree on that. And then no.
I really feel like that was my first time watching a movie going, they should have edited this out. Frodo on a boat ruined Return of the King for me. It really, really did. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm still sitting here.
Frodo on a boat sounds like an Urban Dictionary thing.
It really does. And it was just like, I don't need to see this anymore, please. It's been 3 movies of these people. And one might argue, hey, why wasn't Dune on the list? Some people really thought the new Dune movie, thought it was really, really good. And that's a beloved franchise too, Frank Herbert's Dune. So you could argue this over and over again from super fans.
So I fall asleep during the Marvel movies. The only ones I can watch all the way are Iron Man and Guardians of the Galaxy.
I can't watch any of them, to be honest.
I will say this.
I got overwhelmed. After a while, I was like, this is too much. Like, I like Spider-Man, Captain America, a couple of those were pretty awesome. X-Men, loved a couple of them. But then it was just like every other week there was a new Marvel movie coming out. I'm like, this is too much, guys.
I agree with the texter. I would say that for the average person, those movies right there that he mentioned are the first Iron Man and the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Really, really good movies. You do not have to be a Marvel fan to like them. They were very, very entertaining. I would argue the best Marvel movies ever made. For the average, like if you're going to just say best movies, forget about the franchise and the 10 years in the making. I agree. I think Iron Man and Guardians were very, very good.
Well, I think Iron Man, it was so successful that it inspired them to keep making Marvel movies.
Which was great. But you didn't have to be a Marvel fan to dig that movie. You also didn't have to be a Marvel fan to dig Guardians of the Galaxy because they're a deep cut.
To be honest with you, I had no idea there was a Marvel character or a Marvel comic or anything.
Yeah, it's very deep cut.
Some strange, quirky movie that was very entertaining until someone told me. I'm like, oh, all right, there we go.
206-803-ROCK. Of course, we're talking about movies. You're always going to be relative. I really try to just think of, okay, the average person, because that's what should make a top 25 anything, is like, what do the masses think?
But the masses do.
It was the masses of...
It was massively successful.
Yeah, I know.
What do you think? It was the same 4 nerds that saw it 30 billion times?
I feel like...
No, but a lot of people went and saw it. And I'm defending a movie I don't
a lot of people didn't go see those movies either.
I mean, we can argue that for every movie that's
what I'm saying. I mean, if you take a look at the world of video games, people play so many more video games than ever saw any of those Avengers movies.
But you can't argue that it's a top-grossing film of all time.
It is for films. You're right about that.
Isn't that what we're talking about?
Well, again, you got geeks going to see these movies over and over and over again, where, like, I saw Top Gun Maverick once. Mm-hmm. Once is enough for me. It was a good movie, great movie. I think that's the problem, is that we super geeks, we will make something
So you're saying it was the same 4 people that went and saw it 30 billion times?
I mean, look, I'm that guy. I will see those movies over and over again. I saw Star Wars Episode 1 way too many times, and you ask any Star Wars fan, they hate that movie. But I loved it at the time, and I made it a lot of money. They got a lot of my money. Whereas, like, how many times did you see Episode 1? Probably once, right?
I didn't even finish it.
Yeah, you didn't finish it. You're an average guy. I'm actually, I know I'm a super geek, and I wonder sometimes when the super geeks get to vote on stuff. I really, really do. I think you got to step back a bit.
Okay.
All right. But it is listeners on the loose. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. We got more of your calls, more of your texts. We'll take those at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs. Mornings on The Rock. 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Let's go to Nicole and Shelton. Nicole, you are on The Rock.
Hey.
Hey, Nicole, welcome to the show. What you got?
I just had to call and go on the back of the epic Lord of the Rings fan. I mean, I don't know what's up because I was in labor having a baby and the freaking movie put me to sleep. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing considering you were in labor.
That's amazing. I don't know. But let me tell you, Little Mermaid is where it's at.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Talk about breaking the misogynistic hierarchy. Like, Dad, I am not a child anymore. I am a grown adult at 16 years old.
Yes.
And, like, she got to live in a cavern full of endless treasures.
Look at Steve. Look at Steve on board Little Mermaid. Before the kid, he wouldn't even have been able to participate in this conversation.
Serpents, I mean, like, why not?
Oh. No, I'm with you. Like, the Little Mermaid didn't spend 2 hours going through a forest, did she? No, she got to the point and finished it in one movie.
Boom!
Like,
I really thought you saw the movie.
I have no idea what happened in the movie.
Okay.
Done.
Well, Nicole,
you rock.
You know what? I'm very surprised. I am very surprised no Pixar or Disney movies made that list. They did give the only animated movie to make the list was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We're talking about the top 25 movies voted by fans of Rotten Tomatoes in the last 25 years.
Nemo, Finding Nemo.
Yeah, none of them were in there.
Lion King.
Was that in the last 25 years?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, Lion King wasn't, but
Finding Nemo Lion King's whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that, I mean, Pixar revolutionized really animated movies. And when did Toy Story come out?
Ooh, that was college because I had a weird reaction on the weed. And
maybe it was just too
I thought
old
I was
then.
going to die when I was watching
1990, no, never mind. 1995.
Oh, so it's too early. Okay. I'm surprised that no Pixar movies since, 1999 wouldn't qualify for the top 25 movies. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But you could
Frozen.
Yeah, and that's not Pixar, but you still, or is it? Was Frozen
Disney.
Pixar?
It was Disney.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that my daughter's obsessed with Elsa and Frozen action figures or dolls, but doesn't give a flying F about the movie.
That's so wild.
So great.
Talk about marketing. Disney knows what's up.
She wants all her favorite. You ask her, who's your favorite princess? She will say Elsa, and I'm like, you don't even watch the movie.
How often does that happen for Disney? Do you think that they sell all their stuff, and yet the people they sell it to have not seen the movies? I wonder how often that is.
I bet a lot.
Oh yeah,
I bet
that's just
it's
amazing.
Shiny, it's a princess. The dresses are. Wow. She's gonna be Elsa for Halloween, and she doesn't care about seeing the movie.
That is so Disney. My hat's off to you, man.
I want to find an adult Olaf.
That would be
costume.
fun.
I think that'd be pretty fun.
I mean, he's a little squat. You're not that squat, but okay.
I'll be Olaf's dad. Boloff.
There we go. Why not?
I don't know.
I found an inflatable one.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you could be Olaf then. Yeah, that's definitely you right there.
Not that bad of a deal.
You could do the onesie pajama if you want to go super simple.
That seems more comfortable.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
And it's $20 cheaper.
I would actually pay to see you in that pajama, that onesie.
I would do it.
Okay, so he's going to do it. Get
you
him
want to pay me
that
$35.99 to do it?
No, I don't want to. No, I really don't want to.
Pay me to do it.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm thinking that's really a bad idea. Because I really didn't think you'd want to do it. That's why you pay people to do things, not if they want to.
Oh, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Listeners on the loose, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text. Walter in Seattle, you're on the Rock. Hello, Walter.
Hello?
Walter, you're on the show, so you might want to turn your radio down, sir.
How are you?
All right, what do you got for... Oh, okay. What do you got, Walter?
Well, I'd like to talk about the martingale technique. It's a gambling technique where you double down no matter what you lose. You double it down.
Walter, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why aren't you on the set of Family Guy?
Yeah, first off, yeah. Where are you from originally, sir?
Right. I'm from Brisbane.
Oh, okay.
I'm living in Seattle.
I am so dumb. I thought that was a Massachusetts accent. I thought he was
right. No, he's not from Massachusetts.
I thought the Boston guy, like BJ.
All right, Walter. All right, you want to tell us about gambling, and this is for what are we playing? Are we playing poker, blackjack? What are we playing?
Well, brother, you can double down in any aspect of life, no matter what. And
Okay, what
about doubling down. Yesterday, you talked to a fellow who was talking about aliens, and you said that you're going to walk into the bathroom and hide from them.
Okay. Wow, this is really slowly but falling apart. But you know what?
This is your son at his best.
Yeah, good job, Joe. Great.
Thank you.
All right, Walter, we've gone from gambling to aliens and doubling down in life. Walter, this gambling technique, usually casinos make it difficult for you to actually chase that way. Eventually, there's a limit. You can only have a limit that you can bet, which is why if you double down, you could get screwed. How do you beat that method?
Well, you're going to want to double down even when it's not right to double down.
What are you talking about?
This is Frank the Tank, baby, and I want to talk about aliens.
There we go.
I was going to say, it sounded really,
it's the alien
really
guy.
cheesy accent.
And I'd keep the conversation going, pal.
He's back. I love
He's
it.
back. I don't think I enjoy this person. I knew it was fake, Steve. I knew it was a fake accent.
I didn't know, but it did seem kind of fake.
I called him out.
No one called him. I'm the only one that
I
said.
asked where he was from because I knew he.
You mocked me for thinking he was from Massachusetts.
Yes, because he doesn't. It wasn't a Massachusetts
He's
accent.
from Mars.
He's from Mars.
Apparently, yeah.
All right, Walter. Well, how's
Frank the Tank?
I know it's Frank the Tank. I get that. It's Frank the Tank with his stupid alien stuff.
It's not stupid, pal. Dude, they found non-human biologics. That's what that bug-eyed fellow Dave Gruss was saying.
Dude.
They found non-human biologics.
Dude, you haven't seen a thing. You have not seen anything yourself, so you don't know what they found. You only know what this guy testified, which, by the way, he didn't see a thing either. But he did say there was stuff.
There. The truth is out there.
It is trending on Twitter right now.
Frank the Tank?
No, the Mexican government released photos and DNA of aliens. So that's all over Twitter right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
looks like
that
E.T.
is a real thing?
Yeah.
That is not a real
See, you hung up on him before he could even.
The truth is out there, BJ. How dare you gong that man?
That is a real thing. That's official. You said
This is what has been
know.
being
It's really on
presented
the
from the
internet.
Mexican government.
Okay,
It
here's
came
the
from
thing.
Peru.
All right, so it came from Peru. Somehow the Mexican government got a hold of this. That I'm not gonna dismiss anything. But they're saying
that
that's
one that has a
real.
mustache on it.
No, but that's funny.
Okay, you know what, Vicky? What are you showing? Will you get off the internet until we really
I'm
get some
telling you
proof
what is
of
trending
stuff?
on the internet. # aliens.
Okay. This is what I can't stand about your generation. You went on the internet for 5 seconds. You have no idea if these photos are true or false. Just because it's trending on X doesn't mean it's real. I'm not saying it's not real either, but what
I'm saying this is what he was referring to.
You've done 5 seconds of research. What's he referring to? This?
Yes.
Can we at least give him a little love for the fake accent?
No.
And then he wanted to call in about doubling down and gambling, but he was just doubling down on the alien conversation. I think that was rather clever.
All right. If indeed that is alien remains that they have found, then
like
yes. Then I would like to know how the hell did they get here? They either have an incredibly long lifespan. I don't know how they could have got here. I don't know how they. I just don't have a clue how they could have got here.
I can't wait for tomorrow when he calls back in a different accent.
Yeah. All right.
I also wanted to ask him if it's the same Frank the Tank that brought you the pretzels at the Kraken game. That was Frank the Tank.
That brought us. The guy
Well, I named him Frank. I named him Frank the Tank. I don't know if that's who.
No, he called himself Frank the Tank.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
There's probably a lot of Frank the Tanks ever since Old School came out.
I was just going to thank him for the pretzels.
Well, that Frank the Tank, he's never talked about aliens with us.
All right. I'm not. Listen, I know that more and more stuff is coming out about the fact that the last thing I remember was they just found there was unidentified flying objects. They didn't necessarily say they were alien in origin. And I do know this dude testified saying there's a giant cover up about something.
We gonged the guy for a reason.
I know. I just don't want to dismiss anything that might be true. I'm mad at Vicky because it's like you can't just search the net for 5 minutes and go, I think I know the answer.
She found the truth. It was in Mexico.
Yeah, it's all over the front page of Google. 1,000-year-old alien.
And it's 100% true.
It's 1,000-year-old alien corpse is what they're studying to see what it really is. So everyone's calling it an alien. Everyone's freaking out.
But they don't know what it is
They're
yet.
still looking into it.
Okay.
But this is what everyone's calling the alien.
I think it sounds like someone even said it looks like it's just a prop from the movie E.T.
It does.
Yes.
It does. I mean, yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. It could also just be another form of humanity that, because we had Cro-Magnons and Neanderthals and stuff, and they didn't look exactly like we do now. The ramifications of the fact that there are really aliens out there, I don't know if we're ready for that yet. if in fact that truly is an alien corpse. So I don't think we're ready for it.
I could give 2 flying Fs either way.
Really?
I don't care.
There's no
bothering me.
The idea there's other
as long as they're not knocking on my door trying to sell me anything, go ahead and live with us. I don't give a crap.
Didn't you see that documentary District 9? It's not a pretty thing.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be okay with them.
We got no room for people. How are we going to make a bunch of aliens?
It's a lot of room. We'll send them to Canada.
And you don't think they're going to come mess with us? You know, I mean,
I don't know.
All right, you obviously don't watch enough sci-fi to care.
No, I don't.
You know, okay. You're worried about the robots, but you're not worried about aliens.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Those robots are crazy, man.
All right.
A lot stronger than aliens, I bet.
It's listeners on the list, 206-803-ROCK, the number to call, the number to text.
I hope he calls tomorrow with a different accent and gets through.
I mean, that would be fun to see how many accents he has.
It reminds me of when I was a kid and I was obsessed with calling about the New Jersey Devils to the sports talk show in New York. But they weren't the flagship station for the Devils at the time. And the guy, the host, Steve Summers, man, what a great guy. He would take my calls and he would get so annoyed with me because all I wanted to do was talk about the Devils, who were like the number 3 hockey team in New York. I mean, in the New York area. They were just not good. And I just wanted to talk about it. He would constantly try and cut me off and hang up on me. And then I realized they weren't putting me through then. I would call in the screeners like, hey, dude, no, Steve from Brooklyn. We're sick of hearing from you. Like, no, we don't want to talk about the Devils. So now I would call back with a different name and say I want to talk about like the quarterback controversy with the New York Jets or something like that. And I would get through and I'd start talking about the Jets for maybe 20 seconds and he'd answer it and I'm like, okay, but also I'd like to talk about the Devils and Chris Terreri. And then he would go. He's like, is this Steve from Brooklyn? And I was like, yes. This is. I annoyed you to the point where you remember my name.
And now the circle is complete.
That's why
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank, special part. I don't want to hear anything about aliens, but I love that you pretended to be something else just so you could get your agenda out there.
Yeah. And I love that he had a whole betting technique. Like he was going to try to, but that fell apart quickly.
And his attempt at the accent, now when you look back, and even Danny and I were looking at each other because he had to start with like, well, or he had like, kind of like how I do my accents.
Yes.
Like I'm like, oi. And it's like I need something to start the accent.
Yep.
I respect that.
Yeah, you do.
That was awesome.
All right, Frank. We'll see what you do tomorrow.
You know he's going to get through.
Oh, of course he's going to get through. Joey's the phone screener. He likes to troll us.
And to be honest, I was looking at your thing and it said something about gambling. I'm like, why are we going to talk about gambling? And I'm like, Joe, he just puts anyone through.
He surely does.
And then it turns out it was worse. It was about the aliens.
Yeah. Okay, then. All right, we have a big question that has to be answered. Nothing to do with aliens, gambling, or Frank the Tank. It's all about Ryan Castle and Nickelback. Ooh, what do they have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Nickelback have in common?
You secretly love me.
Yes.
Everyone. You act like you don't.
I don't. I admit it. I like them.
Good for you.
Yeah. You know, one texter says Steve has no problem admitting that he'll listen to either.
That's true.
I tell you what, man, I don't dislike their music. It's fine, whatever. But every experience I've ever had with the guys in that band.
Next level.
Great dudes.
Greatest guys.
Great dudes.
Yep.
Great dudes.
One person even said they both show a picture of Joey and what's on his head.
Look at this photograph.
Ah, Joey. That was a fun day.
Well, there's a new documentary coming out called Nickelback, Hate to Love. And yep, it's going to talk about the backlash that they received from haters over the years. And as far as Chad Krieger is concerned, that's it. He's like, I'm done talking about it. This documentary, the last word I have about all the haters.
Man, you have to reach a certain level of success to become the band everyone loves to hate. So I'm sure they cry all the way to the bank every single day.
But I'm with them. At some point, you're like, dude, I don't feel like talking about this anymore.
Fine.
I get it.
People hate us, fine.
Right. How about don't talk to us if you don't like us?
So Chad said, quote, if you want to end an interview, that's all you have to ask. That'll be it.
Just like, hey, what do you think about all the people who hate you?
Yeah.
And he's just like,
and the interview over. Done. Yeah. And he's just like, he just said, look, you're sticking this in my face every day. Wouldn't you be pissed off if this was your life?
It's very un-Canadian of him.
Yeah, it is a good point.
Yeah.
You know it's not un-Canadian. It's an all-American 12-pack. And Ryan Castle's got that next.
Is it?
No.
Oh, damn it.
Slightly American.
Damn it.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.